Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. I'm going to kill the music here.
So you get to see the evidence of the break.
So we are back.
Not M&Ms.
We are back. We're so happy that you were joining us for Weekend for Williams. We are here for the third annual. And right now it's just Sarah and I, which is fitting because that's how this all started. And the first one that we did of these was the two of us thought it would be cool if we went live on Zoom all night. We thought we were going to do like a classic Jerry Lewis telethon, and we were on Zoom, and it was like 2 a.m, and no one was watching, and we're like, of course no one is watching because it's Zoom and it's the middle of the night. And
No.
so we learned from that. So then last year the two of us went live together from just outside Atlanta, Georgia, and that was a lot of fun. It sure was long, and but we had a good time. It's like this. We had lots of guests join us virtually. We had guests join us in person, but now we are back again, third year. Hey, look at the graphics in the background, man. This is all fancy now. Look at how fancy we're all fancy. So let's go. We can do. Look, it's and you know what this is? This is a power hour.
Oh,
all donations up to $1,000?
Let me look.
And we'll tell you who this power hour is sponsored by. Let's see. And
this power hour, actually, this power hour is all donations up to $2,500.
$2,500
are doubled, and this donation is from Susanna Morgan and Jocelyn Krebs. So they are matching all donations up to $2,500.
Thank you to Jocelyn and Susanna and Reese. Just that's very, very, very kind of you.
They're actually sponsoring 2 power hours during this weekend, so you hear another one tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Last year we had them on during a power hour that they sponsored, and this year it doesn't work so well because the Philly Walk is tomorrow.
Yep.
And Suzanne is the chair of the Philly Walk.
And if you are in the Philadelphia area, if you are in the greater New York City area, et cetera, well then, and you haven't heard of the Philly Walk until just now, where you been? But also, hey, you're still welcome. You should go to the Philly Walk tomorrow. I should know where it is. It's like something park.
I was there last year. Something farm park.
Oh, farm, yeah. Let's see.
Hold, please.
La 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 la.
Cue the Jeopardy music.
I unfortunately, I can't. I don't know how to make things have music on this one unless I'm.
Oh my god!
I shouldn't say that. I don't know on this platform how to do like my silly dumb sound effects. But hey, it is what it is.
If Paola was sitting here, she would know. I should
Yes.
I'm
It
going.
is. I saw it, and I saw it
Yes,
earlier in the
somebody said
chat.
it. It's in
The Wilson
Yes.
Farm Park,
in Chesterbrook, PA.
Chesterbrook, PA. Shout out Chesterbrook, Chesterbrook, Pennsylvania, home of this year's Philadelphia Walk. Go join. Do we know what time it is? It's
Hopefully.
like tomorrow at see. Maybe I should have just let
9
it.
a.m.
9 a.m. So get up and go to the Philly Walk. So Leanna Carter is joining. Just chatted in the chat. Leanna Carter.
Yay!
I'm so excited to meet Leanna in person and her husband and their daughter. Leanna is a professional singer and wonderful artist, and she's going to come in tomorrow. We're going to chat for a little bit, and she's just going to hang out and play some music, and and just join us for some fun times. And so we're thank you. Well, so thank you, Leanna, for popping in and seeing what you're getting yourself into. So but I promise that we'll be on our best behavior or behavior-ish. So all right. We
sometimes on live TV you have to pause for a moment.
Yeah, but I gotta
and pivot.
Yeah, we're gonna pivot. So we were to be joined by Robin Pegg, educational expert extraordinaire, but she's schedule hiccup, and so we are going to at the very beginning of this, and hopefully there's some people that got notified that we're going live, or maybe once again, y'all can share this feed. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, you can share it to your social media platforms so that we are live, and we would love it if people joined us. So Sarah, actually, can you take over, because I actually have a thought on something.
All right.
I just want to I want to see if it plays out here.
I was just going to go on the Book Faces here and share this back to my personal Facebook page again really quickly, though. So while I'm doing that, because I'm not so great at talking and doing these things, Luke asked, I've been saving all the convention questions so we can answer them in a group. But Luke was asking about the Taste of Buffalo. Taste of Buffalo is a really cool food festival that's happening in Buffalo, pretty much at the end of our convention. So it's happening at the end of convention, like I said. We're not scheduled to go to it, but Sunday, the chat there, it's 5 p.m. ADHD, like meds are wearing off a little bit. So now I'm very distracted by the chat. Sunday after convention is a perfect time to go. Sharon, it's so good to see your face. We got to see Sharon at convention, so that is super awesome that we got to see her. So I'm gonna let the rest, like other staff members, if they want to come back in, you can join us.
Yeah, or take a break.
Yeah, or do whatever you want. You don't have to be sitting here if you don't want. We're gonna kind of go back to basics a little bit. We hopped right into programming and didn't really take a few minutes to explain what is Williams syndrome? Like, who is it that we serve? Why are we here? What is the WSA? What do we do? So we're just going to go back to basics a little bit. And I know we've got some videos we probably could take care of. Do you have something to do this with, or what are you thinking?
No, I'm actually creating a video on the spot.
Wow.
Yeah, we're gonna see it, and we're gonna debut it on the spot. And see what it's like.
It happened here first, folks. I can't even see.
Yep. So,
Okay.
but we thought, so what, one of the things, well, at least as of right now, so right now we have the four of us sitting on the couch, all happen to be parents of individuals with Williams syndrome of varying ages. And right now we're and with Megan, who is not joining us, but you'll get a chance to meet her tomorrow. We now have 5 people on staff at the WSA who are all parents and who all have I don't love the phrase, but we all have skin in the game. Like, so, the working for the WSA isn't just a job for us. We desperately want everything to go well, because if it helps the community, it helps our kids too. So my son, I guess let's just since the four of us are here, let's just quit. My name is Joel. Let's reset.
Yeah.
Let's do a whole TV
Yes.
reset. So this is the weekend for Williams syndrome. My name is Joel Listman. I'm the director of family support for the WSA, but more importantly, I am the proud father of Bennett Chili Pepper Listman, and he's just the greatest kid. My wife Jennifer and I and Bennett all live in Minnesota. So let's go over here this time to this person I'm pointing at.
Hi, my name is Paula Martinez. I am the development manager for the WSA. So I oversee walks and golf tournaments and any fundraising initiative that you are thinking of. I'm just like Joel said, I'm extremely proud to be the mom of Enrique. He's a 9-year-old boy with Williams syndrome. Also the mom to Leo, his younger brother. And along with their beautiful, incredible father, we live in Miami, originally from Puerto Rico. So Spanish, anything that you want to communicate, we are Spanish speaking over here. So welcome. And my fellow Floridian.
I'm Sarah Schaefer, and I'm the executive director of the Williams Syndrome Association. I'm mom to Matthew, who is 23, who has Williams syndrome. He, at some point in time, we'll probably start talking about more stuff, a little bit more about our kids and things. But he was diagnosed at 13 months, and I'm thinking of all the things we've talked about already, and I think we can tie lots of different things in. But he also has an autism diagnosis, so that though all Williams syndrome looks different, it makes his Williams syndrome look quite a bit different than some other people. And so you may not always see him at some of the events, because sometimes that's just too much for him.
This is good broadcasting. This is entertainment right here.
Speaking of too much,
To be honest.
Honestly, I thought I could at least plug in this into the outlet.
this is like Little Shop of Horrors. I think the plan is
God.
oh yeah,
Terribly
my
sorry.
gosh.
yeah.
Terribly sorry. My computer's about to die.
Yeah.
Sarah's delivering this heartfelt statement.
I know.
And
And Bridge Troll over here is just.
Oh my gosh, that's all right.
Ah.
I think eventually we'll talk more about like how everybody, came into the organization. John kind of shared that story already. I started as a volunteer over 20 years ago, served, the area where I lived out when I lived in Arizona at the time, and started doing that and fundraised. So did walks, and we did a concert one day. We did softball tournaments. We did all those things, and then just kind of stay involved, joined the board, and then from board shifted into staff part-time, and then grew my roles. And over the last few years, there's been lots of change in the organization, and now I get to lead this incredible team and serve this just amazing community of families with Williams syndrome and individuals with Williams syndrome. And I meant to say it earlier, but you've already seen some people hop on who are just incredible, and somehow we just have the most talented, giving, incredible people in our community. And if you need it, somebody's got it. If you need that skill or talent, somebody has it, and it's just incredible to watch, and it just continues to get better and better and more exciting. And as we talk through some of the programs we're launching, and we'll see where we're gonna pivot to this hour, but we probably still can talk Knowledge Network a bit. But everything we need seems to present itself, and that's amazing stuff. So I'll hand it back over here.
I'm John Kent, VP for Fundraising and Communication, and I live in Nashville, Tennessee. Brief, but I went into a bit of my story. I've been involved for 25 years. Is that? Yeah. And so been around and been on staff for 2 years.
Hi, I'm Laura Spinney. I am the VP of Programs. I have a 27-year-old daughter with Williams. Gosh, she was diagnosed when she was 2, and I pretty much got involved right after that, and have maintained that connection since, and wouldn't do it any other way.
Awesome. Everybody breathed at the same time. So
Yep.
we can go.
Yep,
Wow,
we
that
sure
was
did.
impressive.
Oxygen is important
It is.
here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's take it all the way back. Ben, we are doing good. We are pivoting, and we thank everybody. Right now, there's a good chunk of people joining us online right now. I guess I just want to check and make sure that we are indeed broadcasting on all of the platforms. I want to be live. I want to be live. Yes, we are live, and Instagram is possibly live.
We are
There we
all
are,
AI.
yeah.
We're actually AI characters.
Right?
here.
We are. Yes.
I'm Joel. Joel's me.
That'd be a lot
Sarah's
easier,
Laura.
wouldn't it?
I hope
Yeah.
she's still here. Shout out to my dear friend Mariella Elm.
Oh,
Mariella and her father. Mariella and her father are they wrote and performed the theme to the Starry Eyed podcast, which the Starry Eyed podcast, if you're not familiar, is the WSA podcast. And tomorrow we will be doing a live episode of the Starry Eyed podcast, which will be episode 100. So very, very excited about that. So we are on. You know what I just realized? Sorry, I need you guys to take
Tommy.
over for a second.
Tommy. I'm also. He scored some of. I did a film 2011, starring Ben Moncaba and his mom Terry, and Tommy was kind enough to do a score for part of that, which was beautiful. So really appreciated that, and that's all I have to say about that. But I can keep
That is
spinning.
what it
I
is.
can keep spinning the wheel.
You know, we are just pausing a little bit and going back to the beginning a little. We reset the feed, so we started the video again, and it's probably a great time to talk a little bit about what's the WSA? Who are we? Why do we exist? What do we do? How do we do this? We talked a little bit about it in the previous few hours, but the Williams Syndrome Association was the first, and we are the largest organization to support individuals with Williams syndrome and their families. We are a nonprofit. We have a board of trustees who are made up of parents, siblings of individuals with Williams syndrome. That's the current situation. We have a cardiologist on our board of trustees who actually sponsored our first Power Hour today. And then we also have individuals with Williams syndrome sitting on the board, because it's incredibly important that anything we do, we have that voice of the people that we serve when we're making those decisions. So that is our board. We've got a staff right now sitting at 9, which is pretty incredible. That is going to grow a little bit more in the near future. And then we talked earlier about our family network that we're working on expanding again, of volunteers throughout the country, and that will be led by a few contractors, consultants that will help us lead that entire network. I think one of the things that people don't necessarily realize is how the Williams Syndrome Association is funded and why we're doing things like this. P.S. It is a Power Hour. That actually means that all donations that are made in this hour from, I don't even know what time it is, 5 p.m. Eastern to 6 p.m. Eastern are doubled up to $2,500. That Power Hour is being sponsored by Susanna Morgan and Jocelyn Krebs. Thank you for your incredible generosity. So all donations are doubled. So if you missed it before, Joel has already said anybody who makes $1,000 donation in one chunk, we will go live. He will jump in the pool. In a Power Hour, you only have to donate $500 for that donation for the pool jumping.
I didn't think it all the way through.
I know, it's perfect. I do think
We did change the rules a bit on each one.
At some point in time, I think we had somebody on staff ask if she donated $100 if she could pie Joel in the face. John said he'll match that if he can be the one to do the pie throwing. So we have to clarify from Bethany, does she want to physically throw the pie? If not, then we might have to be on to something here as well. We might be doing some outdoor stuff tomorrow or later tonight.
A dunking booth with
Dunking
Joel would
booth,
be like,
yeah.
I think that'd be a gold mine.
We're only 3 hours and 20 minutes into our 10-hour stint.
Can we get a dunking booth?
So we might be doing some outdoor activities later tonight to keep things exciting. But let's talk about funding. We're doing this live broadcast for 2 days. We do a big annual appeal in the fall. And why? So I think one of the things that people may not know, and I probably should have let John speak to this because this is his gig.
You're doing great.
But the Williams Syndrome Association is 100% privately funded. We do not get government grants, no government funding. Large corporations don't particularly fund small organizations for rare disorders. There is not much return on their investment in situations like that. So it's hard. It's hard for organizations that make grants to justify, giving funding for a rare disorder that impacts such a small number of people. So truly, everything we do, all this amazing work that happens is possible because of everything that you all do and the generosity of our donors and the generosity of our volunteers who host walks and host fundraisers, and the generosity of all of these volunteers out there that are raising awareness that then does lead to donations and our incredibly generous donors. We've got families and friends of families and connections who understand how important everything that we do is and have just been incredibly generous. So we can't do the things that we do. We can't have camp like we had last weekend without incredibly generous families like the Lewises, who just had their golf tournament, who are very, very passionate about camp. We can't host our convention. We can't do all of these things without these donations. There's also, I think, a misconception out there, and in lots of corporations, something like a convention is a huge moneymaker. Like, you get these big sponsorships from pharmaceutical companies or major organizations, and they don't cost the organization money. They make the organization money. And with us, that is the exact opposite. So our programs are where a big chunk of our money goes to. We've got camp. That costs a lot of money, and we try to keep the cost of those items as low as possible for our families. So though camp feels expensive, I know, to so many people, a convention feels like a huge lift, and it is. That's a lot of money to spend to come out and invest in your family and invest in the health of your child. But we do everything we can on our side to keep those expenses as low as possible. And we can only do that because of such generous donors. And so, again, thank all of you for everything that you do. Thank you to all of our donors for what they do. I'm just checking and seeing if there's anything else I want to say about that. You want to add anything?
No, I mean, what you said about we have to support one another, because we will not attract funding from giant foundations or corporations. As Sarah said, they're not interested in rare diseases. We have to realize that just because people give a lot of money, there are many great causes, and they're only going to give to something really meaningful to them. So in a sense, we're a family that has to sort of charity begin at home, I think.
Yeah.
And
well, and I think we said it in our first go around here, is one of the most impactful things you can do during this live broadcast this weekend is take this video wherever you're watching it and share it. So if you're watching it on Facebook, hit that share button and share it to your Facebook page, because we also don't want to depend on funding just from the families that are impacted. And so if this can get shared out to other people, that's where the magic starts happening. That's how awareness works, is more people start learning about Williams syndrome. They watch these types of broadcasts. That's why we do this. We do this so more people can hear those stories on why funding an organization like this is so important, how it's so impactful for families. So this is why we do these things. So if you can take this video, share it out. Anytime that we start a new thread, a new string, just to get this going again, share that out with people. You can also go on WSAinMay.org. You can start your own fundraiser, share that out there. We haven't said this in a while, but it's super easy to give. We've got some stuff on the screen that can tell you how you can go to WSAinMay.org to give. There is a QR code on the screen you can scan. If you're watching this on your TV or on a laptop, you can use your phone to scan it. You can also text WSA May to 71777, and that makes it super easy for you to donate. And when you donate that way, you can use Venmo, PayPal, Apple Pay, Google Pay. You can use a credit card. So that's a super easy way to give then.
We just had a donor who gave appreciated stock to the golf tournament. And so one kind of savvy way to avoid capital gains taxes, you can, if you have stock that you want to donate, you can contact us and donate the stock directly. And then you get a credit for the price of the stock at the time of transfer. If you like the stock, you can just buy it back at the higher price. But it's a really smart way with stock appreciating as it has kind of across the board. Well, not across the board, but stocks are doing well, and it's a really efficient way to give. So if you're ever interested in that, you can reach out to me directly and we can hook you up. Anytime you do any financial move like that, you should always check with your advisor, just because we do not provide financial advice, but we just do have that mechanism, and it's a great way to give.
So sometimes it's good to check your phone while these live broadcasts are happening. Good for us, not good for you necessarily.
Oh no.
So we've got a pretty amazing camp counselor who was there volunteering with us this week, who said we're providing entertainment while they drive. So I'm driving and watching with JC. So Christy and JC are watching us live on their drive. She would like to donate the $500 that will be matched to get you to jump your butt in the pool.
Right.
Christy, I will finish texting, but I would like you to let us know when you're not driving anymore, so it's safe. So then you can really enjoy watching him jump in the pool. So
Sure.
that is happening.
Yes.
So yes. So
Thank
now
you.
you will have jumped in the pool. Now we need a new challenge. So we're gonna have to think on that.
I have an idea.
Yay!
While he's leaping, I could throw a pie in his face.
Yeah, this is a twofer
So
right
he
there.
it could be a.
Real quick to Taden Larson, who's having. You might need to refresh your Facebook. We did go. It's a new feed now, so you might need to go and re-click on it and find the newest feed. I mean, I can confirm that we are broadcasting on Facebook because we are getting people commenting there. We have a group of people here. Yeah. Wow.
Fully clothed.
Okay.
so
Yeah.
we're
Fully
fully
clothed. Yeah. No. I mean, that's fine.
And we get to pick out what you wear too.
You're gonna pick out what I wear after,
No,
Fun.
that's up to you.
or do you want to? No, you want to pick out what I wear to jump in the pool.
Well, you got to have some WSA swag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have. Hey, I have.
Whole
Stinky.
closet full.
Right, you got all kinds of dirty
I have
camp clothes.
stinky camp clothes that all say WSA on them. So I'm
Perfect.
happy to do that.
Well, we don't want to contaminate the pool from your stinky.
Taden, I can't send you the live because all of my devices are being utilized in order to bring this. So you need to just find Facebook and relaunch it, or go to Instagram, or go to YouTube.
Yep.
And it will be there. Big J Entertainment 247 joining us on YouTube. Hi guys. Great to see you. Okay. Lots of people. Well, Tayden, I'm terribly sorry. I don't mean to. I don't. It's Facebook, man. You just gotta go on Facebook and look for go to the Williams Syndrome page on Facebook, and then scroll down a little bit, and you should see the live feed.
It's there.
Toby has shared it on his
There
page.
you go. Okay, Toby shared
so go to Toby's page.
Or mine. I shared it on mine.
Yeah.
There you go.
I am unable to share it on mine because once again,
All
I
good.
am using all of my
He's
devices
gonna find it.
to do this.
And don't forget, it's a power hour. All of your donations up to $2,500 are doubled this hour, and we need a new incentive because we got our $500
We got a $500 donation.
It's going to double to 1,000, and
So-
Joel's jumping in the pool later.
Yep. So Christy put in the chat there that the heart hand. So I don't know if that means that Christy is already watching.
They're watching while they drive.
They're watching while they drive.
We are
Okay.
entertaining them while they're driving.
Oh, I get you. So okay.
Yes.
So you just let us know when, and then we'll all get the mobile command unit, the WSA mobile command unit on set up so that
That's
we
right.
can make this happen. All right. Okay, so this video. Meanwhile, I'm currently also making a video.
He's multitasking
Yeah, it's and I'm
to the
sure
extreme.
I'm sure it's going to be great. Let's see.
Do you need some more time? we can
Well,
keep on going.
I have well. The thing is, here's the thing. Yes, I need a little bit more time
Okay,
just so that this exports. And
Great.
we are going to do a local export, and we are going to do the current count.
So if you are hopping on here, hoping to not see our goofy faces, but to see Robin Pegg's face, we had a scheduling snafu. So we will work on when we can bring Robin on.
Mhm.
So that's why we are just chatting it up right now. I'm also texting with Matthew to see if he wants to come on at some point in time. I know that tomorrow's super busy, but I think Matthew might be able to join us within the next couple of minutes, which would be cool because he didn't, I don't think, join us last year.
He was on.
It was, I think he was having a bad day last year. So we're going to have him join us in a little bit.
Power Hours, Susanna and Jocelyn.
Yes, Susanna and Jocelyn sponsored this Power Hour.
And
Yes.
Susanna Morgan has maybe my favorite laugh of any human being.
Gosh.
Her laugh is contagious. It is just totally joyful.
Incredible walk chair. She's hosting the Philly Walk tomorrow, so good luck to them. It's definitely gonna be a party tomorrow in Philly.
Yeah.
I need to find. I need to.
I can't
find
talk
it.
and do this at the same time. It's terrible. John, what else you got?
But tomorrow, just to give you a glimpse of what's ahead, I'm thinking about my interview with Avi Lesser from Chicago and his
Mhm.
mother, Carol Patinkin. I did a couple of short films with Avi that were a lot of fun. One followed him to Graceland in Memphis and turned the camera on him there. We were there for 5 hours in Graceland. That was a lifelong dream of his. And then he also did a Nashville trip and went to a lot of the music places there. Was it that? What is it?
Christy's comment.
I love it.
What
Whenever you're
is
ready,
it?
Joel. JC's both so
All right,
that we're making you jump in the pool and requesting a cannonball.
All right. Yeah. no,
Oh,
Jason,
yeah.
I think that's right. I mean, I have no complaints.
Cannonball? Can we kick in for a cannonball?
Yeah. I'll
We're just going to make sure you jump in the deep end, Joel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Otherwise,
I'm
Yeah.
just.
otherwise, it would be a tragic weekend for Williams, I think.
Yeah, we don't need that.
No, anyway, so we're going to show those two films tomorrow. They're shorts and with Avi and Carol on the feed, and If I know Avi, he might break out in song at any moment.
If he doesn't, then we should have him.
It would
checked.
also be a tragic weekend for Williams.
Yeah, it would be
Really.
yeah,
So,
it would be unheard of. So
yeah.
they are attending
All right.
convention, I'm happy to say. So we'll
Oh, it'd be so great to see them then.
Okay, let's see if we can make this happen. We are going to. Nope, that's not how I wanted to do it. I should just be able to go. Oh, here we go. This
There
is
you
what I
go.
need to do. Is this guy right here?
Listen, we are high tech this year.
We are going to go to the video, and I don't know why those ones are.
High tech.
Okay, well, let me try from another source here. Let's go back. Hi, everybody. We're back. Let me try it from here because, like I said, I have multiple things here
what is your goal?
to play a video. What is your goal?
What is your objective?
What
What
are
is
you
your
even
purpose?
doing?
What do you want to do with your life? Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Mm. Oh yeah.
That's the John Kent. That is. Maybe it hasn't finished. Maybe it hasn't
Maybe,
finished
hopefully
upload. Yep. Okay. Uploading into here.
I have been taking photographs and video for 20-something years. So I'm sure that I have terabytes and terabytes of footage on Williams syndrome. And it is a lot of fun to visit and watch.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of photographs. Been working on a book that will be 20 years of Williams syndrome photographs. Hope to have that ready by convention if people want to order it. And if so, all the proceeds will go to the WSA, but really looking forward to seeing that through to its conclusion.
Okay. And yeah, that is going to be awesome. Video. I'm still
It's me again.
uploading here. I guess while we're waiting, maybe we can't. Maybe we watch John Kent's video from last year.
Well, I couldn't make it now.
Just waiting for this thing to load.
It'll be ready as soon as Matthew's ready to be on live, and then we'll have to decide what we're doing.
Well, Matthew will always trump a video. Will always be more important than a video.
Okay, so Christy and JC will be done driving in a couple hours. So I think in about 2 hours. So we can just
It's night swim.
Fit
with
that
Joel.
into this-
7. Yeah, that'll be
into
good.
the
And then
schedule.
and then I'll be ready then to do the social club. All wet.
Yes.
oh yeah, perfect. That'll be perfect. We can either do that. Oh yeah,
Yay.
perfect.
Okay. So this is all things are fun. Technology is fun. Yeah, we're terribly sorry that we're having to pivot like this.
Are you still doing that?
I am.
Okay, then I'll make this happen then.
Social Club reminds me of our new branding,
Yes.
which I know
Mhm.
many of you have seen, and the cool logos. Trying to have a family of fun logos that represent the programs and have some visual integrity, and so we're excited about that. Excited about some new items that will be at the convention in our store, and that will be sporting the new logo, and we'll have some of the traditional, the Hearts and Hands logo, which is as we know is really important to our community, and so we'll have some of the secondary logo, we call it, with the WSA, like I'm wearing.
Hold on.
and
I
Hearts and
can
Hands.
believe they're not able to see you right now. Boom.
Yep.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh yeah, so this the secondary logo, as we refer to it, we'll have some shirts and different items with that, and we'll have some Hearts and Hands, a traditional primary logo. But again, our friend and colleague, really now, Jim Vieno, who did the design. I think we've got a great logo family, and it really looks good on
It's
stuff.
looking
It's
fantastic.
sharp.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go to, no, come on.
Katie asked how camp was this year. Camp was amazing, Katie. It wasn't. It was hot. It was rainy, but it was really, really great. Everybody seemed to have a really great time. Did a good job of making sure everybody stayed hydrated and had lots of great snacks and things. It was really fun. Lots of fun activities at camp. It was Laura's first time at camp, like ever. Like,
Yeah, it
she'd
was a
never
great
done
time.
camp.
Yep. Are you ready for Matthew?
Yeah. Oh, all right. Matthew's gonna join us. Way to kick in. Woo! Mateo! Yay! Hi.
Hi, Mom.
How are
Hi,
you?
everyone.
Hi, Matthew.
Matthew hasn't seen me for a week, so this is the first time we've gotten to chat in a little bit, huh?
Yes.
Yes. So thanks for joining us.
You're so welcome.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. What you up to?
Talking to everyone. I'm so excited.
Sure, I'm so glad you could join us. So, would you like to tell everyone a little bit about how about what do you do to keep busy?
Well, I volunteer
Awesome. Where do you volunteer?
at Salvation Army and St. Vincent de Paul.
Awesome. What do you do at the Salvation Army? You at the thrift shop, right?
Correct.
What do you do there? You know.
I help with CDs, right?
So tell me what you do with those.
I do. I help look for CDs and see if they're in there.
So when people donate CDs, you open up all the cases, yeah, make sure they're there.
Yes.
Awesome. And how about what did you do there last year that you got an award for?
They're not gonna believe it, huh?
I know. No, probably not. You have to tell them though, so they can not believe it.
Okay, I got an award for putting up 2 Christmas trees.
So you got to help decorate all the trees, huh?
Yes.
And what time of year is like your all-time favorite?
Christmas, of course.
Christmas. Hey Matthew, Grandma just popped on to watch you and said, "Hooray! Hi Matthew." She made a comment on the feed on the Facebook.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Can you believe it? So Christmas is your favorite. So getting to go volunteer at a place where then you got to help put up all the decorations and get the trees ready for them to make the angel trees. That was pretty cool, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. What kind of things do you do at St. Vincent de Paul?
I help put together homeless bags for people.
Yep. So what kind of things do you put in bags?
Toiletry bags.
Yep. You help with the toiletry bags. Then do you get to help hand them out too?
Yes.
Do you work with some pretty amazing people at those places?
Heck I do.
Heck yeah, you do. You want to shout out some of their names? Who are some of those people that you really like to work with so you can appreciate them? What are some of the names of the fantastic people you volunteer with at St. Vincent de Paul?
Mr. Barry and Miss Anne Marie and everybody.
Awesome. What about at Salvation Army? Who are the great people you work with there?
I work with Ashley.
Ashley, she helps you out a lot, huh?
She does.
And you help her out a lot. It's a pretty good arrangement, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Who else in our community? Where do you live, by the way? Where do you live?
We live in Florida, don't we?
We do live in Florida, don't we? What city do we live in? What
We
area?
live in Palm Bay.
Palm Bay. Yep, it's right by Melbourne. What other places? So we lived in Arizona before, didn't we?
Yes.
For a
yeah.
long time, and that's where you were born. And then we moved to Florida about 4 years ago. So when you move, you kind of have to start all over again, huh? Make new friends, find new people in the community.
Yes.
That's kind of a lot of work. But you've made some pretty cool friends, huh?
Oh yes.
How about you talk about your friends that you made at Walmart and how cool they are?
Oh.
I know. Let's talk about them. This is a great chance for us to be able to tell those people in your community how awesome it's been. Who's at Walmart that you go see?
Mr. Mike.
Mr. Mike, what does he do at Walmart?
He builds bikes.
Yep, he puts all the bikes together there. Do you go and visit him every week?
Every single week.
Every single week. You go with grandma and do all this cool stuff, huh?
Right.
Where else do you go every single week?
Where else?
What do you do on Tuesdays?
Henry's.
Henry's. What is Henry's?
It's a Cuban restaurant.
You go to Henry's every Tuesday. What do you do there?
I do a dance party
You do a dance party with who?
with everyone, huh?
With everyone. Yeah. So who are some people there? What are some of their names so we can shout them out? I know. Who's there?
Henry and Denasi,
Yep.
right?
Yep. And they make sure there's the food there that you love and that you can eat because you've got some food allergies, huh?
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, Matthew, Miss Bethany said that she made a rhyme for us in the chat. Mr. Mike, who loves to build bikes.
Oh.
I know. No, way to
That's
go,
a
Bethany.
good one.
I know, that was a good one. Well, what else are you up to? Anything
Well,
exciting?
I don't know.
I don't know. You distracted?
Oh.
I know.
How's Miss Megan doing?
Miss Megan is not here on this couch. This is Miss Paula,
Hi.
who you've not met yet. Laura's over there.
Hi, Matthew.
Matthew, Paula lives in Miami. Laura is moving to St. Cloud.
No way.
Can you believe it? She's gonna live so close to us. It's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Can you believe it? I know. Super cool.
So Matthew, what's your favorite dish at the Cuban restaurant? Because I live in Miami and it's 90% Cubans over there. So we have a lot of restaurants.
Oh no way.
Yes.
What do you like to eat there?
What's your favorite?
Yellow rice.
Yellow rice?
Oh.
Yep.
Do you like the beans?
That's what you have, right? Yellow rice and black beans?
More rice. Yeah.
Oh, more
More.
rice.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
That's my favorite there. Yum.
So
No.
Matthew, hey, it's Joel. Hi. I'm gonna ask you a question that Bethany actually asked in the chat. What's it like to have a mom who works for the Williams Syndrome Association and helps so many people?
I'm so excited. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
That's the best
That's
answer.
fair. That's fair.
It's true.
Well, I mean, I have that silly little video if we want to watch that.
We will wrap up with Matthew and then we can play the video.
Okay.
Matthew's not such
Or
a fan.
Matthew-
He's not such a fan of videos sometimes.
Okay.
So,
Good. Okay.
Mateo, anything else you want to say?
Can I stay on?
We're going to show a video.
I
I
can
don't know
do
when
it.
it's on it. How about we say goodbye for now, and then maybe if we have time, we can chat a little more later. All right.
Yes.
I appreciate you hopping on. It was very great to see you. I'll see you on Monday after I drop everybody at the airport. Well, when you get home from Grandma's, I'll see you. All right. Thanks for coming on.
You're welcome.
See ya.
It's a power hour. Tell everybody their donations are doubled until 6 o'clock.
Power hour.
There you go. It's a power
Hey.
hour. All right, Matthew. We'll see you later.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, I cut him off there.
All good.
We have we had a little bit of a delay there, probably
That's
because
like-
I have like 14 things running and open right now.
It's like me on Zoom.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm out of here.
But we get to when we try to say goodbye to John, we get the goodbye, and that's all we.
I pull that trigger to end meetings.
Mhm.
See
Um,
ya.
All right. Well, let's. Okay. So here's what's going to happen. Also, I'm trying to understand why we suddenly have a delay, which is not fun.
Here's a situation. While you're figuring that out, we have our board member Aaron Lombard, who also donated $500 during this power hour, which turns it into $1,000.
Awesome. Well, I mean, I'll jump in the pool multiple times,
All
maybe,
right.
but I
Thank you, Aaron.
yeah, and so that will happen in a couple hours
Awesome.
when JC and Christy, the cooks, are safe and at home.
He really needs to get dry and then jump in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't count to jump in and
Well,
then get out.
yeah, here's a
I'm
proposal.
a good stewardship of the donor money.
So we're gonna do
Very true.
someone has joined, but without and not. No, it's Matthew again. So it's here's what we are. So we're at an Airbnb in lovely Orlando, and there is like a public area that has a lazy river, that has another pool, it has a whole bunch of people. So maybe I take the mobile command unit,
It's just his phone.
which is just my phone.
Makes it sound like he has his tablet.
Nope,
Like
just
news, like
just a phone.
Yeah, like Anchorman.
But maybe I go to maybe I go over to the public area, and maybe I float down the lazy river while broadcasting.
While pies are being thrown.
And if people want to come and throw things at me, they certainly can. We'll figure that out for tomorrow.
Yep.
But for now, Joel's going to be jumping in a pool.
Thank
right.
you, Aaron.
Aaron, if you have a different request for Joel, we will.
He'll do
entertain
anything.
that
There's
as
really
well.
no-
Hey, yeah. I mean, if it means people are giving to the WSA, then I am here for it.
That's right.
Okay, so here's what I did while all of that was going on. We are going to put the tests of AI. We're going to test AI, I guess. Let me use proper grammar. We're going to test AI and see how well it took the.
Williams syndrome is a rare neurodevelopmental.
Nope. Okay, we're going to see how well it took a pamphlet written about Williams syndrome written by one of our guests tomorrow on the 100th episode of the Starry Eye podcast. And his name is, I have it here, and it is Camilo. Let's see, Dr. Camilo. Where is it? Zeballos. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that even slightly close. But he will be joining us along with Dr. Mo Helgren to talk about their studies in rare diseases and syndromes. But so he's written this short pamphlet, and I asked one of my programs that I have on, excuse me, on my computer, hey, turn this pamphlet into a video about Williams syndrome. So we're going to see all together for the very, very first time. Hopefully nothing offensive happens. And we are going to see if the feed dies suddenly, it's just because something bad happened and I'm now looking for a new job.
Yeah.
So let's
Tragedy.
let's go ahead and see how this works. Here we go.
Williams syndrome is a rare neurodevelopmental disorder caused by a microdeletion on chromosome 7q11.23. It affects approximately 1 in 7,500 to 10,000 live births and occurs equally across sexes and ethnicities. The deletion removes around 26 to 28 genes, with the loss of the elastin gene being primarily responsible for the cardiovascular features of the condition. The pathophysiology of Williams syndrome stems from haploinsufficiency of multiple genes within the deleted region. Loss of the elastin gene leads to arterial narrowing, most notably supravalvular aortic stenosis. Loss of LMK1 and other genes in the region contributes to the characteristic cognitive profile, a striking contrast between strong verbal and social abilities and significant difficulties with visuospatial tasks. Clinically, Williams syndrome presents across multiple body systems. Craniofacial features include a broad forehead, wide mouth, full lips, and a flat nasal bridge, often described as an elfin appearance. Cardiovascular involvement is present in up to 80% of individuals, with supravalvular aortic stenosis being the most common finding. Children with Williams syndrome are typically hypersocial, overly friendly, and highly verbal, yet struggle with spatial reasoning and adaptive functioning. Hypercalcemia, joint laxity, and renal anomalies are also frequently observed. Diagnosing Williams syndrome requires a high index of suspicion. Clinicians should consider it in any child presenting with the classic facial features, congenital heart disease, particularly supravalvular aortic stenosis, developmental delay, or an unusually gregarious personality. Standard karyotyping will miss Williams syndrome, as the deletion is too small to detect. The preferred tests are chromosomal microarray or FISH analysis targeting the 7q11.23 region. A common pitfall is attributing symptoms to isolated cardiac disease or autism spectrum disorder without further genetic workup. Management of Williams syndrome is multidisciplinary and lifelong. Cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of morbidity and requires regular monitoring and potential surgical intervention. Hypercalcemia should be managed with dietary restriction of vitamin D and calcium in infancy. Developmental, speech, and occupational therapies are essential for optimizing functional outcomes. Renal ultrasound, ophthalmologic evaluation, and audiologic testing are part of routine surveillance. As individuals age, attention turns to hypertension, diabetes, and psychological well-being. The long-term prognosis varies. Most individuals with Williams syndrome require lifelong support and are unlikely to live fully independently, yet many lead meaningful, socially rich lives. Cardiovascular complications remain the primary driver of reduced life expectancy. With early intervention and coordinated care, outcomes have improved significantly in recent decades. The journey to diagnosis is rarely straightforward. Families often wait years before receiving a confirmed diagnosis, navigating multiple specialists without a unifying explanation.
Probably.
This delay can cause significant emotional distress and delay access
Can you
to
guys
appropriate
hear
therapies and support. Raising
They're making
awareness
fun of
among
the
primary
video.
care providers and pediatricians is critical. The distinctive social and behavioral profile of Williams syndrome, extreme friendliness paired with anxiety and learning challenges, is often misunderstood or misattributed. A number of organizations support individuals with Williams syndrome and their families.
Do we get listed?
The Williams
Hey,
Syndrome
we got
Association
listed.
provides advocacy, research funding, and
else?
community connections. The Canadian
Oh,
Association
the
for Williams
connection.
Syndrome
Yeah,
offers
international,
region-specific
international.
resources. Clinicians can access genetic counseling referrals, multidisciplinary care pathways, and peer-reviewed literature through major academic medical centers and rare disease networks. Online communities offer peer support and help
Ooh,
families
okay.
navigate the
Long-winded
diagnostic and
AI.
therapeutic journey.
Oh yeah, Pam. Thank you, Pam. So they can hear us. Yeah. All right. Okay, so that was it. Apparently, that was silly fun, and it wasn't horribly offensive.
What grade do you give it?
I give it a. I don't know. I give it a C. What do you?
C plus, B minus.
Yeah.
Well, the visuals were non-existent. I mean, as a video, it wasn't good, but I'm talking about the accuracy.
The accuracy of the information. Yes, I'd give that.
C plus.
Yeah.
B minus. But yeah.
How
How about you guys? Any other grades?
I don't know, but we have 1 more minute left in our power hour.
Indeed. All right, and then we will be joined by Dr. Carolyn Shivers, who very excited for all of you to meet, and it's going to be we're going to hear all about. So, Pim, I hope we didn't say anything. I don't think we said anything offensive. I think we all went under the assumption that we could sort of be heard, but yeah. Anyway, and now, so we've reached the 6 p.m. hour, and what do y'all say we do? Well, I know I gotta quick upload the graphic here. And then we can do a thermometer check. Unfortunately, I do not have, once again, I do not have a drum roll. All right, here we go. Thermometer check. And we are sitting at, there it goes. $40,922.
Making some progress.
Woo!
Heading in the right direction.
Heading in the
Right.
yes, we didn't Leslie Knope it and lose money. So that's that is good. Let's bring in our next amazing guest, Dr. Carolyn Shivers from the is it University of Niagara or Niagara University?
Niagara University.
Niagara
Right.
University. That's good.
And you.
I was testing you and you passed.
Thank you.
How are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How's everybody there?
Hanging in there.
Yeah.
Well, this last hour, I believe I have lost even more hair. But yeah, we're doing the things.
Excellent.
So Carolyn, you we actually have a couple things that we get to talk to you about.
Wonderful.
You have a new research study. We'd love to hear more about the research study that you are doing at Niagara University, and we'd love to hear about. I say we, and I'm just assuming they're all with me. They could be like, I don't
We are
I don't
this
know.
I have
time.
no interest in any of this.
But and then like you do some we had Renee Zittimer and her brother Stuart on earlier, and you I know that you do some work with siblings and reaching out to different to siblings, and then of course you are on the Buffalo Convention Committee, and yes, very excited. So let's start there. How excited are you for the Buffalo Convention? How are things going? Just give us the Shivers perspective.
I am so excited. Genuinely, like I cannot stop picturing getting to see my friends. Like one of the events that I'm going to be working is the Canal Side event, and I'm going to be just helping sell some of our tickets there for some of the food options. And genuinely, I keep imagining like sitting at this folding table and having my friends that I know come up and buy tickets, and I get to see them for the first time in a year or several years. And it just makes me happy every time. So I am so excited. I will also be running some sibling programming during a few of the days, which I'm always excited to get to talk to some of these siblings and get their perspective and just continue to help them feel included. So personally, I am ecstatic. And Joel, I know we talked about this before. I cannot wait for people to come to Buffalo because they have the best bakery I have ever encountered outside of Europe. It is called Butterblock. It is on the west side. And I'm going to tell everybody, I'm telling you, anybody I see at this convention, and be like, you need to go to this bakery. It's a teeny tiny little bakery. I go there every week. So I am excited for all of that. In terms of planning, we have a spectacular planning committee. I'm the least effective person on this.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us then.
No, not true.
Not
but
true.
It is a spectacular committee. That is the truth.
Yes. These women have so many connections and they know so many people. And it's such a good combination of people with different skill sets and different ins. So I think it's such a magnificent conglomeration of individuals, and we're just going to have a really amazing convention.
That's awesome. We second that. We concur wholeheartedly. It has been it's been super fun. It's been exciting to work with everybody in Buffalo, including the people from the Buffalo tourism.
Though I do have to say, I feel like they've failed us a bit because we have not been to that bakery. So I'm just sending them an email and asking what is going on.
I will say, whatever bakery they brought in the last time we were there, those little heart cookies. But let's give a shout. Butterblock, you said it's
Butterblock. Yes.
Butterblock. Okay. So
are they open on Sundays?
Yeah. They are 100% on Sundays. I go every Sunday morning and I get 3 to 6 pastries, and that's how I motivate myself to do my grading for my students every week.
I love it. 3 to 6 pastries. Could you, when you go tomorrow, because tomorrow is of course Sunday.
Correct.
When you go tomorrow, could you say, we have a giant convention coming, and we would like you to be part of it, and say, obviously if they want to be a sponsor and whatever, but if they just want to give the staff and volunteers cookies, or various pastry items.
I will ask them tomorrow morning.
Oh my God. Yeah.
What is your very favorite pastry that they make?
That's such a great question. So I have to answer with 2 questions because there's a sweet and there's a savory. Sunday mornings, they make what's called a brioche bomb. So it's a big round brioche ring with egg and bacon and bechamel and cheese in the middle of it. So it's like a whole breakfast, handheld breakfast. And then they do seasonal fruit danishes. So this absolutely mind-blowing laminated dough, like the croissant dough in a little square, and then they change the filling about every 6 weeks. So this past month they had rhubarb cheesecake filling with a nice little brown butter sugar crumble topping on it. It's so good. They'll have like wild berry. They'll do like orange chocolate. They did a mojito once with like lime and mint Danish. That one was one of my favorites. I know I'm supposed to be talking about Williams syndrome, and I could. But
we are now the Butterblock Association.
Well, on Sunday, July 5th, yes, we will probably be showing up. So
yes, because that's a work day for us.
So
we're going to need 4 or 5 pastry items to get us through working on. And Brioche Bomb, of course, was my dancer name when I was putting myself through college.
The Brioche Bomb.
The Brioche Bomb. That was my dancer name.
Oh,
all right. So, now I almost don't want to talk about anything else.
Right? Like,
Paula has the pastries up on her computer
Yeah.
screen,
It's very distracting.
and I mean, it
Delicious.
just looks so happy.
There's-
She searched
yeah.
for brioche bomb and Joel's.
Yeah,
picture.
sadly. Well, I mean, at least it
Dancing
was a
picture
younger
came up.
picture of me when I had hair.
Yeah.
But the brioche.
Williams
No, what am I
syndrome,
saying? Williams syndrome. That's right. Williams syndrome.
Earlier.
The convention and things. So you mentioned it. You do a lot of work with siblings. Can you talk a little bit more about that and the relationship in any disability community between in your experience between the people who have whatever disability it is that they are living with, and what that relationship with their sibling often looks like, or what you've observed over the years.
Yes. So I will tell you, the sibling's disability is just one of many factors. You know, we all know that among non-disabled siblings, some get along really well, some don't get along really well. Like there are so many factors that go into the sibling relationship. And what we found, and what we're continuing to look at, which I'll talk about in just a minute, is how well is the family supported and included overall? Because if the family members, the siblings included, have to sort of constantly adjust their lives, and there are places that they can't go, and the sibling can't be at this certain school because the teachers and the staff don't provide what they need, and they can't get on planes to go to vacation because the planes aren't accessible, things like that, then the sibling's disability becomes a bigger part of the family's life. But if there are proper supports, if there are proper accommodations, then the siblings, disabled and non-disabled, have more of a chance to just have the kind of relationship that they would have otherwise, to be irritated with each other or to tease each other, to know what the siblings like, and to get them good birthday presents and things like that. So there's no such thing as a universal sibling relationship. You were all talking about what grade you would give that video that I came in at the end of, and yeah, clinically, and they talked about the genes, and that's all valid, that's all scientific, but there's so much variability. There is so much variability. So saying that siblings of people with Williams syndrome or siblings of people with other disabilities have any one thing in common is no more accurate than saying, siblings of sisters versus siblings of brothers have any one thing in common. It's just too much change that's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And so then as the sibling, as both siblings grow, and like you said, caveat all of this with, obviously, every sibling relationship is, sorry, Pim. Oh, love you, Pim. In the comments, it's they're talking, they're promoting other elements of the WSA, which is great. And it just distracted me because also I'm just like paper bag. But so as the siblings get older, as that evolves, you're talking about when there are especially it sounds like when the accommodations aren't available for the person with a disability, then the person's disability becomes a greater factor in that relationship. I mean, how do I phrase this? It has to. It feels like there's over the last 30 years, there's been a greater movement towards accessibility. Have you noticed any sort of any correlation to, like that there where because there's some things that are more accessible, that maybe you're seeing stronger bonds or less less impediments to bonding, maybe, or anything like that. I'm this is a really muddled question. I hope you're sort of remotely in the ballpark of where I'm going.
I'll try. I think I get at what you're saying, and you're absolutely right.
Here's what I'll say. Whatever you think I'm asking, that's what I'm asking.
Beautiful. Yes, those are my favorite kind of questions. So yes, we absolutely are, especially since the passage of the ADA, we are seeing, more recognition, more inclusion, more just movements for integration. And I will say we are still at the beginning of that. We're still seeing a lot of, oh, we need to be nice to people with disabilities, which is true. And being sort of charitably nice to people is not the same thing as treating them as fully human. So it's when it comes to the sibling relationship, I tell my students that having a family member with a disability doesn't magically cure you of the sort of ableist society that we all grow up in. Like, having a family member with disability doesn't automatically erase all of the anti-disability views that we grow up with. That people with disabilities are less capable, that people with disabilities just don't belong in all the same places as non-disabled people. So when you are a sibling or a parent, in addition to loving your family member and, wanting the best for them, you kind of have to unlearn all of these things that you've learned your entire life. So yeah, we're seeing some of these movements, and we're definitely seeing more siblings getting involved and sort of not feeling shame maybe for having a sibling with a disability, especially something like Williams syndrome that can be a visible disability. And from my perspective, we're not there yet. Like, there's still so much work to do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're nowhere near, and if anything, there's been efforts to backslide. Yeah, but we digress. We're being joined in the comments by some people who know you and love you very much.
I know, I'm looking at them, and I'm so excited to see you all.
Yeah,
I mean, Matt Nelson I haven't seen in years. Mackenzie and Josh, I just got to see last year. Toby, I don't remember what year we had Toby at camp, but yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about ACM Lifting Lives camp. You're even rocking the ACM Lifting Lives shirt. So how did you get involved? Maybe if you wouldn't mind, just tell people a little bit about what ACM Lifting Lives. We've talked a little bit about Camp WSA with our kids and their teens. We've talked a little bit about Camp Blue Skies with the adult camp. If you could just talk a little bit about what ACM Lifting Lives camp is. And John stepped away, and John could also speak on it. But and if he comes back, great. But you've been involved with it heavily. Tell people a little bit about what ACM Lifting Lives camp is.
Yes. So ACM Lifting Lives camp is a music camp that's hosted for a week in Nashville, Tennessee, at Vanderbilt University. It was started now 21 years ago by Dr. Elizabeth Dykens and Elizabeth Roof, two of my favorite people in the entire world. And they wanted to develop more longitudinal research for people with Williams syndrome. So that first camp, I think they brought 10 individuals, including Seth and Clancy. And it has just grown since then. And since I want to say 2010 or 2011, the Academy of Country Music, the ACM, came on board as our sponsor through their Lifting Lives division, which is the charitable arm of the Academy of Country Music. So now, every year, not this year, unfortunately, we bring 30 individuals with Williams syndrome to Nashville for a week where they get to write their own song. So a brand new song, brand new music, brand new lyrics. And they rehearse it so much. We spend so much time rehearsing with these campers. And then they get to go to a real Nashville music studio and record this song. And then at the end of the week, they go to the world famous Grand Ole Opry and perform live on stage in front of hundreds of audience members and to millions of people listening on the radio worldwide. Now, in the midst of all of that, we are conducting research. We're doing surveys. We're doing different studies. Sometimes we do EEG, MRI, so more of the neurological measurements. And we're really working with the campers to develop skills and independence. And we have a blast. It is the most exhausting and exhilarating week of the year.
Yeah, it always sounds. I mean, it's how John got involved with the community. It's
Sure did.
you know, it's the stories that come out of it, the songs that come out of it are really, really tremendous. And I had a brilliant. Oh yeah, so we recently had Dr. Dykins and Dr. Roof on the Starry Eyed podcast, and it was great to hear them kind of tell the story of how it came about, and how sometimes being a pest helps you get the thing, and it helps you be able to do the thing, and it turns into this great, wonderful thing. So and then if people want to go back and have a little fun, the episode where Dr. Shivers was on, and to see Brendan when you said, well, Brendan, you and I actually know each other, and to have Brendan recall and the look on Brendan's face when he put together who that, oh yeah, that's right, when that was great. And that was
He was an original camper.
Yep.
Yes.
He was
Ben Moncada, Brendan.
Yep, that was so yeah. The ACM Lifting Lives camp is that's a pretty special camp, and I'm confident. I'm sure it'll be back next year, and and hopefully it's something that I mean, John's right there, and he works for the WSA, but I'm just saying maybe John has to get sent somewhere to do some other part of his job, and old Joel has to come over to Nashville.
Everybody else has come to Nashville.
Yeah.
Joel, you come on in.
So some of the things that you were talking about back with the siblings, etc., dovetails nicely into the research that you've been doing as of late. And I remember when we were on a site visit and we had a convention committee meeting, you talked a little bit about this, and been very excited for you to be able to launch for the launching of this research study. Can you tell people a little bit about it? It's I'm fascinated by it. I think it's going to be. I'm excited for you to get all the data and to see what comes of it. But tell people a little bit about the study that frankly just launched, and you can find it on our website too. Yeah.
Yes. So I and some colleagues down at the University of Alabama are working on developing what we're calling a measure of parallel experienced ableism. So we know, and we already talked about how family members, even if they don't have a disability, they can experience some of the exclusion, some of the discrimination against their family member with Williams syndrome or their family member with another disability. And we don't measure that in research. When we do family research, we ask, what is your family member's disability? What are their symptoms? Maybe especially if it's a person with a developmental disability, we ask about quote unquote behavior problems. It's all sort of very internalized, like, oh, tell us how much is wrong, quote unquote, with your family member, which is discriminatory in and of itself.
Yep.
So we wanted to develop a measure, not just of services, not just of, oh, do you have access to the therapist that you need, but really globally, how does society treat you? What is it like for you existing in a society that is not made for disabled individuals? So we worked with a bunch of individuals, a bunch of family members of people with all sorts of disabilities, physical disabilities, intellectual disabilities, psychiatric disabilities, disabilities they've had their whole lives, disabilities they may be acquired later in life through accident or through degenerative conditions. And we came up with 39 questions. So a 39 question survey that now we are in the process of testing. So do these questions feel relevant to your family? Are these things that match your experience? And the hope is that we can make what is called a psychometrically valid measure. That means that all of the scientists say, yes, this behaves the way we expect it to behave. And then we can start actually doing later research. So all of those surveys that you all get advertisements for, and looking at well-being and looking at change over time and looking at transition periods, that now we can include a measure of, again, what the rest of the world is doing to you and how that relates to family members' well-being and growth and development as people without disabilities who love a family member with disabilities.
So if I'm understanding you, and obviously there's a greater than average chance that I'm not understanding correctly, but it sounds like this part of the study, or this where we're at now, is sort of questioning the questions.
Yes.
Okay, I'll see you guys later. I got this right. I got it right. Hold on. No, so you're developing the methodology, and in order to develop the methodology, you have to test the questions, and then once you test the questions, you'll be able to ask the better, ask better questions, or you'll find out what is working and what gives you data, whether it's certainly not data that you don't want just the data that matches what you're hoping to find. It's just, in this case, like you said, it's not really that you're looking to prove something. It's just you're looking to create a scale.
Yes. Yes. We are looking to create a scale that we can get the sort of official, like USDA choice stamp on it. Like, yes,
this is prime ableism.
Prime psychology measure and methodology. So then other people who do this work, like Dr. Dykens, like Megan Burke, can use this survey and put it in their own research. So all of the amazing people that do family research can say, oh, now we have these questions that are just ready and available, and we can include them in our research as well.
Fantastic. Well, and this is open to anybody, right?
Anybody 18 or above.
Sorry, anybody 18 or above, yeah.
Anybody 18 or above who has a first degree relative, so sibling, parent, spouse, or child with any kind of disability.
Okay, so this is at this point, this is not necessarily for individuals with a disability. This is for those connected to them.
Correct.
Well, that's tremendous. I'm fortunate to serve on the Minnesota Governor's Council for Developmental Disability, and we have a meeting next Wednesday, and I'm very excited to tell people and give them the link to go, because this is something that we talk about all the time in the governor's council. So I love it. And I've been bogarting this conversation. Anyone else have? I mean, I'm happy to continue to bogart it. I like Dr. Shivers so much, and we've now met a grand total of like 3 times.
Yes.
Yeah. So when so when you're questioning the questions,
Yes.
I just because I'm also fascinated because also when we talked. And actually, when we talked on the podcast with Dr. Dykins and Dr. Roof, they even mentioned it, and we're talking about studies and talking about everything. It's and we get people asking us like, "Oh, you got to do research into this," and when are we going to hear about all the when are we going to finally get some information about whether it's sudden cardiac death or whatever concerns, the concerns regarding Williams syndrome and some of the complications from it. But I remember vividly you talking about, yes, we are researching it, but it takes time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, can you just maybe share a little bit more about like what I mean? That's the Sindels. If someone wouldn't mind getting our future. Oh, we have future guests, and they're here and in person. But just the process that it goes. Like you're in the this is the beginning. This is maybe step 3 or something of a multi-step process just to start gathering the data.
Yes. So, Joel, you said earlier that, okay, this current project is about the family members. It's not about the people with disabilities themselves. We've already done that part. So
Okay, great.
3 years ago, I started collecting data, interviews with people, again, with a variety of disabilities, with neurodivergence, physical disabilities, psychiatric disabilities, to develop a measure of personal experienced ableism. Okay.
Right.
So that was
Yeah.
3 years ago that data collection started. I just got what we call in the academic sphere a revise and resubmit. So I submitted the journal article for publication, which is the step that you need to get everybody else to believe in the validity of your research.
Okay.
So you send that out, and I sent out this article, 35 pages that I had written up and put together all the results. And then you have external reviewers. So other people in academic fields, they read over it and they say, oh, well, we need to know more about this, and I'm not sure what this means. And then you make edits. So if I am fortunate enough to get that paper published, that's going to be at least another 3 months. So more than 3 years past the starting date of this. And then it becomes my job to share that information, because how many academic journals do you have subscriptions to, Joel?
I mean, it depends.
All of them.
I mean, yeah, there's
all the academic journals.
It depends. To me, it
I
depends.
was
on
reading one before we started.
Yeah, it depends on if it's beach season or not. There's no perfect. There's no better reading at the beach.
Yes.
Than the New England Journal of Medicine,
Yes, you're absolutely right. New England Journal of Medicine is good. JAMA, Journal of the American Medical Association, is a little more winter.
That's more curl up in front of a cozy fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
You better have your wedding ring on, because the women will just come flocking over.
Yeah.
They do. There's nothing they love more. So then I have to tell people, and I have to, search to put out press releases so that people actually know what the results of this research are. Not just other researchers that I hope will use these measures that we worked so hard on, but individuals and their families, so they know we are talking about things that concern them. Like we are working on this. So this current family study that we're doing it is likely not going to be finished. And by finished, I mean published for about another 2 years.
Wow. I
Takes
mean,
time.
yeah, that's just, I
Yeah.
mean, that's the length of time it takes.
Mhm.
So you were talking about in that first step, the individualized experiences of ableism. So how much, you said it was like 30 some pages. How much of it was written by AI and how many emojis did you use?
Great question. Absolutely zero was written by AI. I am fiercely anti-generative AI. I know that AI can have its benefits in certain situations. I don't want AI stealing my work to teach other people. So why would I use it when it's based on stolen other people's work? So zero AI. In terms of emojis in the final product, zero.
Oh,
While I'm working on it and while I'm notating what particular paragraphs I'm really excited about, sometimes when you write, you just get a phrase and you're like, ooh, that was good. Good job, Dr. Shivers. Good academic working.
Okay, well, I'm going to throw this out there. Much like I threw out, like if somebody gives $1,000 donation, I will jump into the pool. I will give you a crisp dollar bill if you can work in a banana emoji into the final version of the paper.
Okay.
I would think if you're going to have an emoji, it would be of one of those sweets at the bakery that you're talking.
Oh, there you go.
Like a
Yeah.
custom.
The
Yeah,
croissant.
you might do that.
A
It all goes back to
croissant.
the food.
A croissant emoji.
You
A
know,
general question. Or this perceived ableism study or family ableism study sponsored by
Yeah.
sponsored by
Butterball.
man. I'm already thinking, John, they do have a small piece that they allow in published papers of acknowledgments, kind of like the thank you at the beginning of novels. So I can
Yeah.
say, I would like to acknowledge the laminated dough pastries.
For making this work possible.
Oh, please do.
Yes.
Please do. Because if anything, if nothing else, it shows that researchers and scientists are indeed human
We
and,
are, I promise.
and need to function on more than just motor oil and batteries.
Is
Yeah.
there research? This is a different kind of train of thought, but is there research about siblings of persons with disabilities going into helping professions?
John, is this a leading question? Because this
No.
is the very first paper I published out of grad school.
No, this is based on my experience interviewing lots and lots of siblings.
Wow. So everybody watching, just know that this is not a setup. I did not pay John to ask this question. The very first study that I did when I was in grad school was with Julie Taylor, who is also at Vanderbilt. She is magnificent. She does a lot of transition and support stuff. And we looked at predicted involvement in helping professions among siblings of individuals with intellectual disabilities. So we didn't have any sort of diagnosis. These people could have Down syndrome, they could have Williams syndrome, they could have just global developmental delay. But we found that only siblings, so if it's just you and the sibling with intellectual disabilities, as well as being the older brother or sister as opposed to the younger brother or sister, and being more involved with your brother or sister with disabilities, your sibling with disabilities, was all related to more altruistic behavior. So both helping professions and volunteerism. So it's not necessarily every sibling, but it's if you have a good relationship, if you have more contact with your sibling with disabilities, then that is related to more helping professions and more volunteerism, so more altruism overall.
That's I suspected that, but I've never seen the data, so that's interesting that you're kind of verifying. I did 3 or 4 different films. Ann Kaiser from Vanderbilt was in a couple because she's done a lot of work in that area. But Terry Moncaba and I went around and did a Williams syndrome film years back, and they're really interesting. The siblings that I've met are just really interesting, wonderful, empathetic people.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking in generalities, but
well, yes. And there are great stories of things that we wouldn't even consider helping professions. So one of the gentlemen that was affiliated with my previous university worked a lot with people with disabilities, but he was in finance. Like he was made extraordinary amount of money doing banking and personal financial consulting. But he said he went into that because he saw how difficult money management was for his sibling with intellectual disabilities. So most of us wouldn't consider banking a helping profession, but that's why he did what he did. We have other stories of people who go to beauty school to work in salons and be a beautician because they know that sensory experience of getting a haircut can be really challenging for people with developmental disabilities. So they want to make that a better experience. So even though we found the number that we did in this study back in 2009, we almost need to expand our definition of what we consider helping professions.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And that's one of the cool things about the folks at InterSense coming out to our convention is their sensitivity to these issues that face our population. So.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And Morgan has great hair. So
there is that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
Well, you have been so generous with your time, but I would be remiss if I didn't ask, because I know that once I mention it, people hopefully watching will perk up a little bit. But you did make an appearance on Jeopardy. It's a fan, and it was and it was close. It was close, right?
It was close. I came in second. It was, first of all, it was a blast. Highly recommend. I had a great time on Jeopardy. I was leading at both the first commercial break and at the end of regular Jeopardy. So the first round, and the double Jeopardy didn't go as well. So I was going into final Jeopardy, and I got the question right. So I was leading, and then I was leading after the second round, after the second gentleman gave his answer, but then the final guy, the returning champion, also got it right. So beating me.
What? So, and again, this is just more like psychological question. Like, you're sitting there, and the opening round of Jeopardy has gone pretty good. You're feeling good. When you see the subject headings of like, here is our topics for Double Jeopardy, and like did you know? Like, did you have a sense of like, these are not, like, this potentially is going to be a grind, or is it just like you just kind of got to go, I have no idea, I take them one question at a time?
Most categories in Jeopardy, for me and for a lot of the people that I talk to, are sort of like, okay, I think I can hang for a few questions on this. There were a few categories. So there was one category on NFL football teams, and I'm like, okay, I can do this. I watch football. I can name all 32 football teams. So that one I felt pretty good at. There are a few categories that I know I'm not good at. So poetry, anything about poets, I'm like, no, this is not going to be my thing. I was fortunate enough not to see any of those categories in my game. So nothing came up
Sure.
that I was sort of immediately recoiling from.
Okay.
Well, the returning champion's last name wasn't Van Doren, was it?
No.
Different. That's and so have you been watching Pop Culture Jeopardy? Do you feel like I need to jump back into this? I have all this K-pop knowledge. Is that something that's going on in your head?
Oh, I've applied for Pop Culture Jeopardy. Like the women on my online trivia team were like, okay, let's get on this. So
I
we
love it.
Yet, but if Pop Culture Jeopardy keeps going, we absolutely are going to keep applying. Actually, one of the gentlemen that was there the day I taped Jeopardy, because they tape 5 episodes in a day, like a week's worth of episodes in a day, so you call them like your tape day friends. He was on this past season of Pop Culture Jeopardy, so I was excited to get to see him again. So, oh
Do you
yeah,
remember what team he was on? Do you remember what team he was on?
he was on. We run on Double A.
Oh yeah. Yep. I have a maybe unhealthy obsession with that show. Even though this is the first, when last year, the first season that it aired, my wife and I would watch it and we're like, yeah, maybe kind of like what yours. I can hang in with this stuff. This year, there are so many things that are coming out in these questions that I'm like, oh, my butt is old.
What?
I'm an old man now. This is not made for me anymore. But I will just enjoy. I will enjoy the competitive spirit.
See, that's the benefit of working in a college setting, because
go.
some of these things I just learned by osmosis from my students. I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
what does that word mean? What is that? Who is this person?
Yeah, I work with these guys, so that's
Yeah.
You've seen us. This is what.
yeah.
you
We're
get.
not cool, and that's okay. Maybe we don't need to be cool.
You are
To
a
be-
different kind of cool.
We're
We're a different kind
That's
of
right.
cool.
Rockford Files generation cool.
Rockford Files.
We
cool.
watched Columbo before we. I mean, I'm not joking.
Well, Dr. Shivers, thank you so much. You're gonna get sick of me by the end of convention. I know it, because I love having conversations with you, and it was just fascinating. And luckily, there's been some people here in the comments also have been like, this is fascinating stuff, and I'm like, because it is. It's super cool. So, all right, we will see. Well, we'll talk to you, I'm sure, beforehand.
Yes.
But we will see you in just a few weeks
At the bakery. We'll meet
And
you.
we'll meet you at the bakery on Sunday morning
That's right.
Yes.
on the 5th.
Yes. I
Uh,
can't wait to see everybody in Buffalo. Come join us. It is going to be the best time. So
Yes.
thank you all.
So as of right now, we have like 1,350 of our closest friends registered. So numbers keep going up today. So
Yep.
it's
Wow.
awesome.
Beautiful.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and we will talk to you soon. And thank you for stepping up. Thank you for being part of
Yes.
this Williams syndrome community. And we're so lucky to now have you, and you're stuck with us forever. And it's we're just so thrilled.
I can't wait. Enjoy the rest of the weekend for Williams, and I will see you all in Buffalo in July.
Sounds great.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye now. Yeah. Pim nailing it. I could say this exact same thing that Pim says, but it would take me about 20 minutes. But yeah, the way she talks about things, it's very easy to understand, very easy to hey, I was able to track everything going on with that study. So that's
Cool.
not nothing. That's
But it's informative about the pace of research, and then if you throw in, in biomedical research, for example, the time it takes to get a drug to market is
Mm-hmm.
15 years. If it happens, it's just there's so many steps involved that and it's so complicated that it's just
Right.
it has to be slow because it has to be safe.
Yes. Well, I think we can sort of. So it's 6:50 right now Eastern time. We still have a chock-a-block show. We have 4 more, almost 3, little over 3 more hours yet to go. We are going to be joined in studio here by the Sindel, by Sandy and Cameron Sindel. In just a moment, they're downstairs enjoying craft service and the extreme.
They're in hair and makeup now.
Yeah, they're probably in hair and makeup. And then we have Ben and Beth Cohen coming on, and then we'll have a little break. Well, yes, I should say. And Robin Pegg, rumor has it, she's gonna join us. So I sort of feel like let's pivot a little bit and let's see if the Sindels are willing to come on a little early. And we'll bring them on, and then that way, when Robin is ready to come on, we can bring her on, and we can have enough time to talk about the Knowledge Network. But then, of course, then later on, we'll take a little break, and then everyone can come back for the Social Club After Dark, which will probably conclude with Joel the idiot jumping into a pool with all his clothes on. All right, so let's. So, who wants to go downstairs and ask the Sindels if they would be? We're doing a little on-air production meeting.
And at the top of this hour, 7 Eastern, we will start another power hour.
Oh,
as well.
indeed,
So,
indeed, it'll be a
if,
power hour time.
You're wanting to make a donation, this next hour is a great time to do it.
And let's talk a little bit about what your donations go to with the WSA. I mean, we yes, it does help pay our salaries, and ain't none of us getting rich working for the WSA. But we're juddery, boy. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna do something real quick here. I'm gonna just. And see if coming back like this does anything to help. All right. Well, for those of you, once again, for those of you in the chat who are like super excited and they're asking to come on and want to come on, we have the Social Club After Dark, and that will be an opportunity today for people to come on and tell everyone a little bit about themselves and to again, share the good word, share the story of Williams syndrome and everything that we have going on. So your donations, they provide programs, connection, research. Those are the big things. Our website, the vast repository of information that is available on the WSA website, all of that is. That has to be maintained and followed up on, and we also all of the walks, the connection events, the opportunities for connection camp, the different types of camps. I mean, you heard Dr. Shivers talk about ACM Lifting Lives Camp. You've heard us talk a lot about WSA camp, and we've talked about it already, and we're going to talk even more about Camp Blue Skies in just a moment here. And so
the green room.
Yep. So please consider donating. Please help us out donating. Text WSA May to 71777, or you can scan this QR code right here. Let's see. Oh no, I went too far. Went too far on the vertical feed.
I don't even know.
Okay. Yes. Paolo's got it. Anyway, you can scan that QR code, and also when you scan the QR code, a cool thing happens on our screen. And so I like to see the cool thing happen on our screen. So if you scan the QR code, that would be great.
Happened a minute ago. We just saw a donation happen.
Yep. So we are super happy to welcome Sandy and Cameron Sindel.
Yay!
Yeah.
Our first in studio, in house guests. They are here. So great to see you both. I'll do a little Brendan Lemieux podcast thing for those who haven't had it, who might not know you. Take a few moments and introduce yourself to the fine people of the world.
My name is Cameron Sindel.
And where do you live?
Kissimmee, Florida.
Excellent. And are you okay sharing how old you are?
31.
And then tell us, I mean, I know this, but tell us, like, what's one of your biggest passions in life?
Everything.
Well, sure.
Wow. Come on,
Nah.
Cameron.
Sure.
Helping out the fire department.
Yeah. And you've been doing that for years, right?
Yes. It's really good, actually.
Awesome.
It's been busy. We've been busy this year.
Like too busy? Like, hey, we need to calm down the fires, or just like
Really out of control this year. Last year, we run more structure fires than any fire department in the country.
Wow.
Oh,
right.
I don't know in the country.
But in the city,
And yeah, sure. You
in
hear?
North Carolina.
yes, and
In the
North
mountains.
Carolina, in the mountains.
All right. Well, you've heard that. You've heard that, people. Let's
Only
keep the
you.
only
prevent
you
Structure fires.
Only you can
nailed it.
Prevent.
fires happening by doing these things at home for your kids and your children. Number one, parents, listen up. Number one, do not play with matches. Do not play with lighters. Do not play with anything that's dangerous. Leave it to the professionals.
And
All
two.
right.
You got a number two?
You got a number two?
If you see something, call us.
Great. And you have a third?
Uh,
No, we're just gonna go with two.
Stop,
Listen
drop,
up,
roll.
parents. Yeah, if you're on fire,
Stop,
drop,
roll.
roll.
That's right.
That's
don't film it. It is not TikTok
Right?
our
content.
Instagram, our Facebook.
Right.
That's right.
Not Instagram worthy.
And Sandy.
Hi, I'm Sandy Sindel. I'm Cameron's mom. Proud to be his mom. He keeps me on my feet. So, yeah, I love it. I love our little group of Williams Syndrome family. They're just amazing.
Sorry, I distracted myself because I was literally about to ask. And you've been his mom like his whole life?
His whole life.
That's like Matthew saying, "You're the best mom I've ever had."
That's
Yeah.
That,
That's
yeah,
right.
that must be it. That, I hear that all
True.
the time.
Yep.
I'm like, oh,
Yep,
okay.
we
Yep.
we might be 5 hours into this broadcast.
You're
Um,
me.
But so Cameron, I met you for the first time a few years ago.
Yes.
At Camp Blue Skies.
Yes.
Would you be willing to tell everybody, just A, what is Camp Blue Skies, and B, why do you love it so much? Because you keep coming back.
Well, camp was for me when I first heard about it. Nobody told me until I was old enough to learn about it. I didn't have time to go to camp that time, but now I do because I keep coming back for fun and fun. That's
Yeah.
all I do. There's nothing else I can do.
Yeah. And so so now it's like you make sure that you have that time available.
Yes.
And what are some of your favorite things that you get to do at camp?
I like to go kayaking,
Mm-hmm.
canoeing, and doing other things.
Like what? Like you
Uh,
like the goats?
Like the
Going
goats,
to the
yes.
farm?
Yep,
Went
going
to
to
the
the farm.
farm.
Awesome, isn't it?
Yes, it is fun.
That
I
farm
know.
is that farm is awesome. And Camp Blue Skies often will be like around March.
Yes.
So it's very early in the growing season.
Mm.
So you're there, and it's things are just getting going, and but some carrots will still have been been growing and so
You like to hang out with your friends that you don't get to see very much,
Yes, I do.
making new ones.
Making new ones.
what like so one of the big things with Camp Blue Skies is the idea of challenging yourself, trying new things.
I tried the new food there. It was all right.
the new food.
Yes.
They had new food
What
there.
did
Yes.
you try? 'Cause
I,
we were just there. We just came back from camp. So
which camp
the
do you
kids.
guys go? The same one?
we were
But we were at we were
Yeah,
at
Twin Lakes.
Twin Lakes. Yeah, Twin Lakes,
Yes.
Rutledge West.
yeah, we were west.
But that we were there with the teens and
Yep.
the kids.
It was all right. I mean, there's new stuff like these curly fries. I like them a lot.
I'm sorry.
We didn't have.
We didn't get curly fries.
Oh,
You didn't get curly
Um,
fries Friday?
No.
Narakar, Nick, Emma, if
Listen.
you're watching this at all, we are about to have a discussion about curly fries.
Right, we
Um,
were robbed.
But the so like of the activities though, like that, what is an activity that you maybe can't believe that you've done, but you got to do it because of Camp Blue Skies?
Paint and coloring and the drawing, designing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What about the zip line?
Zip lining was pretty cool.
The
You
zip
did
line.
it? You did it?
No, I did it last time.
Oh,
Yep,
so
you've
you-
done it, and you did the big swing. You've done the giant swing. Because I know I have footage of you on the zip line.
line.
Yeah.
Yes, it was fun. That's my first time doing it.
And
Awesome.
I think you may have done it the year that it wasn't quite as taut as it was supposed to be.
Oh yes.
And so you had a sort of an extra
I thought about it at first because, safety is more important.
it's true.
And I thought about it. I was like, should I do this? Because I was like, nah, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I want to do it anyway. So,
so people who don't know, the zip line at Camp Twin Lakes, which is the host site. Camp Twin Lakes is the grounds. And then what happens is Camp Blue Skies, which is an organization that was founded by a dad who was essentially looking for activities for his adult son with Williams syndrome. And so he founded Camp Blue Skies, and now they hold multiple camps throughout the year, but 1 week out of the year is a Williams syndrome only camp, and so everybody is there. Everybody that is there has Williams syndrome, and the Camp Twin Lakes site has all sorts of activities. The zip line is this giant structure that you have to climb up many stairs, and you're pretty high up there, right?
yes.
Yeah. And then you just have to trust. You have to trust and you leap off and
Yes.
suddenly you're flying, right?
Yes.
And
Cameron didn't like heights, so I was glad he tried it.
Oh,
And-
good for
yeah.
you.
yeah, and Cameron he stepped up. The giant swing is exactly what it sounds like. It's a big swing on wires, and my favorite part about the giant swing is that if you're not in the giant swing, you're on rope duty, which means that you
Yeah.
help pull your friend back and until they say stop and they're ready, so you're playing a part in them getting to do the giant swing.
I didn't do the giant swing, but I did the zip line, and that was fun.
Yeah. So talk a little bit. So we're gonna pivot a little bit, change of subject. Your work with the fire department. How did you start? Was it something you've loved since you were a kid, or is this something you're like,
Well-
hey, that looks interesting. Let me go, talk to them or figure.
Well,
Do you remember?
no.
No.
I don't really.
So we're originally from Virginia. We lived in a small county where all of the fire department is volunteer.
Okay.
And living in a small town, everybody kind of knows everybody. And so our local fire department in town on Wednesday nights, they're always out there cleaning the trucks, doing the maintenance on the trucks, have fire training. And one of my friends said, I know Cameron really likes the fire trucks, so why don't you bring him here on Wednesday nights and let him hang out with us and work, do the truck maintenance and washing of the trucks, and we'll take him to our training. So that's kind of where it started locally. And then I have my cousins are in the fire department in North Carolina. They're chiefs. So he started, when we would go visit, it's like an honorary fireman with them. So,
Love it.
And he has his own turnout gear. So,
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It gets really hot.
Yeah.
I'll bet.
What was it like the first time you got all kitted up in your turnout gear?
Well, not for any fires. I mean, we practice. We have to practice before we go in every single call, because you don't know what the call can be. You can step into, let's say, this house catch on fire, and we need to get dressed in time. That's on you guys, not on us, because you're supposed to get dressed when you're supposed to get on the fire engine before it leaves station, because you got to keep going and going, and then you come back, and then you have to clean the trucks, clean your turnout gear, put in a washing machine, and do all the stuff to it.
Yep. Do you ever ride out with them to a call?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It depends. I mostly I ride with the chief, because that's what he does. The chief is my cousin, and we have to do what we have to make sure everybody's safe, because we can't just let you go into a scene without telling which call it's going to be. You know, you don't know what you're walking into.
So you've been to a car accident?
I've been to a car accident. I've been to car accidents twice.
Wow.
And they're scary.
Yeah, I bet. So then you're practicing.
Yes.
Which is also a good message. Don't ever, because I know especially some of our young people, they want to or like they do something once and they think they're experts at it, or they expect themselves to be experts at it, like right out of the gate. It takes practice. All of this stuff, everything takes practice.
Yes.
So the first time you have your turnout gear.
Yes.
And you put it on.
Yes.
And did you look at yourself in the mirror?
No.
No. Did you get a picture or anything taken of yourself?
No.
Okay, so just you're in your brain.
Yes.
You're in the gear. How did you feel?
I feel like if I helped somebody out that day, then I made difference in somebody's life, because you can't just do it without yourself. There's got to be people that doing it too, that save people's lives every day. You just got to realize, without them, there won't be no firehouses. There won't be no nothing.
You're right. Right. And so then you spend, Matt, you're absolutely right. Like Matt tap dances. And so, now or next?
No, but when you're done.
Sure. Oh my goodness.
Trying to
Sorry.
be
That's
discreet.
That's
fail.
Shocking. I mean, not shocking, but that's like an attention grabber, I guess. But Matt talking about tap dance, it takes practice, and so so I love that you talked about that. You have to practice. You have to practice getting into. You have to practice. I'm sure you have to practice like how you get on the fire truck.
Yes,
so that you do it efficiently and quickly.
Some fire trucks that we have are brand new and they're really high tech, and we have to be careful of those new high tech fire engines, because some of the things that you see on a high tech fire engine can leave you to hurt or even worse.
Sure. Yeah. So then you take part in like the cleaning and making sure that everything is ready to go at a moment's notice.
Yes, sometimes we have to check our radios and see how much batteries we got left. If we have enough batteries, we just leave them to charge.
Sure.
And then somebody will stay at the firehouse while everybody else goes home. Now that's the captain or lieutenant's job to stay, in just in case we have to get somebody to stand out there to do the job. And sometimes the fire chief will leave to go somewhere like out of town for a week. Somebody will come in and take his place, and while he's out of town, he still contact both for the firehouse and him at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's a whole community
Yes.
that has to be working together
Yes.
in order for and to keep people, to keep property, to keep houses and keep everything safe.
Yes.
Now you're living down here in you live here in the southern United States, where there's been hurricanes and lots of storms and etc. Have you had any experience with, say, like the cleanup efforts after any sort of anything?
Sometimes down here it's like sometimes I'll go help up the tree people if they need help with certain things. Like they sometimes they get confused where to go.
Well, sure.
And they're not smart where they need to go.
Well, sure. But they might be coming in from out of town or something to
Yes.
help out.
They sometimes they spend the night, sometimes they have to go back, and
Right.
then other tree companies will come in and they will set up and start rigging trees down one by one.
Yeah. And what's good is that there's someone like you there to.
There's other people there that
Yeah.
do it too.
Yeah. Like you're part of a team of people that are like, okay, this is what's first, this is what's second. We're gonna head to this. You
Yes.
guys head to this, and so again, it's a whole community of people working. It's a whole community of people working together to try to help and better the lives of others. Not unlike us here at the WSA.
It's fun.
It's helpers. It's those helper people that make the world go round.
That's right.
Absolutely. Someone's talking about doing makeup again. Boy, you don't want me doing makeup, and that and I would have to have lots and lots and lots of practice to successfully not make anyone look like a Picasso painting. So Cam, I mean, I feel like I've known you. I mean, I have known you for years, but I love listening to you talk about the fire department. Do you have like a favorite? Do you have like a favorite truck or a favorite tradition that you guys have at the firehouse? Is there anything anything
Most
what
of
gets you
our
excited about
What's
when
your
you're
favorite
there?
the tanker truck or the battalion chief vehicle, because that's what we use. The battalion chief vehicle is responsible of everybody in the whole entire fire
Yeah.
department.
Okay, and what does that look like? Is that just like a car, like a regular?
It's
truck?
like there's undercover, there's home, there's like undercover battalion chief vehicles that are tricked out like to the top.
Wow.
Like some of us will get to take one home and keep it, and then sometimes we get to use it a lot.
Sure. And the tanker truck. I'm sorry. I'm going to assume that the tanker truck is like that's what's hooking up to the
Yes.
fire hydrants or they have water on board.
Yes, some
Okay.
of the fire trucks we have at our station, we got a rescue. We got let's see, tankers. We got 2, maybe 3 tankers there. We got 2 brand new engines that are coming this year. We already got
What
one.
kind of trucks? Are they Pierce or?
There's one of them is E1, but that's old fire truck and we still use it.
Okay.
We got a new one that just came in. It's a towing. I don't know how you spell it, but I'm gonna say a freight international chassis truck because
Okay.
that's what they call them. It's on a freight chassis line and it's a big one. Some firehouses I've been to, they got Pierce, they got E1s, they got other trucks.
So you have the fire departments in did you say North Carolina?
Yes.
North Carolina.
That's where you have relatives who are the chiefs.
Yes.
Then you hang out down like here at home here? Do you get to go to the fire department around here at all?
Sometimes it depends what it is. Like if we're doing an event, sometimes I'll go to it
We go
because
to all the open houses.
I go to
Yes,
old
Sure.
old
Go ahead.
No, yeah, you got this.
I go to old open houses a lot,
Mhm.
and then sometimes I go to meetings.
Okay. So you've gotten to take in like different firehouses and different ways that they like to do things.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really cool. I was going where I was going with this was sorry, there was a bleep, and I saw we have our next guest, and hey, politics, a little bleep, and Joel's off and going.
We all did.
But so you've had this opportunity to so when you're, because it's more than just putting out fires.
Yes.
The fire department is often the first on any scene.
Yes.
They're first at the scene of someone having a heart attack or a car accident, often things like that. So the people that you work with, the men and women who are on the fire department.
Yes.
Do you ever get to talk to them about like the training that they went through, and everything that they've done, and everything that they continue to do to stay up to date, to be able to do the job?
Some people have told me they've gone through like training classes, and some of them have been to fire academies.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Sure. Oh, sure. Of course, there's that makes perfect sense. Why would there not be fire academies? Well, that is. I mean, that's I love listening to you talking about fire. I was about to say I love listening to you talk about fire.
Yes.
But it's not fire that we're talking about. Firefighting, the fire departments,
Yes.
the ins and outs of what goes into being that kind of first responder. And
Yes.
I think that's awesome. So tell people, like, as we're wrapping up here, because then we have we're going to be talking with Dr. Robin Pegg.
Yes.
Have you met Dr. Pegg before?
No.
But she's super cool. You like her. But tell people a little bit about, so you've been able to go to Camp Blue Skies.
Yes.
And you've been we have been able to work together
Yes.
to help send you to Camp Blue
Yes.
Skies with scholarships. So I guess what I'm saying is, if you could tell people, like, if you have tell people why they should want to come to camp, and if they're afraid, like if they can't quite afford it, then they can reach out to us.
Yes. Please reach out to the WSA for more information about Camp Blue Skies. Camp Blue Skies rocks.
Absolutely. And we want to help people. We want to help if you're an adult with Williams syndrome and you want to experience camp, or you want to try something maybe that you've never tried before. We want to help you get there. So we are we'll be working with Camp Blue Skies to help get the information out there maybe a little earlier, to help families and individuals with Williams syndrome make the decision and figure out how they can come to camp. So come hang out. Come hang out with me. Come hang out with Cameron. Come hang out with all of the cool people.
And I would like to do a big shout out to.
Go.
I would like to shout out to all the counselors and all the people that make Camp Blue Sky where it is today. Without them, they won't be no camp. And the volunteers that come from colleges. If I'm saying it, what college?
It's a couple different colleges, but it's a whole bunch of nursing students that are in school.
I would like to say thank you to them too.
Yeah, the volunteers that they get out at Camp Blue Skies are pretty fantastic. From students to people who have known the Sesslers, Dick Sessler, who started the camp, who've just known them for years, who give up their, like, this is what they do. They take 1 week of their PTO, or sometimes two.
It's what they do with their vacation.
They get time off and they want to do it. They want to spend it
I see
at our camp.
I think the doctor's on.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so, well, thank you guys so much.
Yeah,
I'm
sure,
so
thank
happy that you
you.
guys could come here.
Cameron, Brendan Lemieux shouted you out on there and said, "Hey."
Hey.
So he
Yeah.
He commented on there. He
And
said, "Hey,
Brendan
Brendan's
also
hanging
is
out
planning
watching."
on being, now that he's going to be done with the board of trustees. Brendan will hopefully get to come start coming to camp and doing other things with with the other adults. Well, all right. Well, thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Oh
you,
my
guys.
goodness, thank you so much,
guys.
buddy. It's so
Stopping
good to
in.
see
Oh
you.
yeah, thank you. We appreciate it.
Holy buckets, this was awesome.
Yay!
All right. Well, we're gonna jump right in because we had hoped to talk to her earlier, but we have lots to discuss with our next guest, and that is Dr. Robin Pegg. Woo!
Hi.
How are you?
We have
I'm
to,
good. I'm good.
before we start, it's a power hour.
Okay, right. Oh my God. Sorry,
This is important.
I got so excited talking to Cameron. So when there's a power hour, I do a power hour up to, did you say how much?
$2,000. We have an anonymous
$2,000.
donor who has said they will match donations this hour up to $2,000.
That's awesome.
Everybody who donates this hour, your donation is doubled. What that's done for us in the last power hour, Joel decided he thought it would be fun to throw out there that if somebody donated $1,000, he would jump in the pool in his clothes with his clothes on. And so then we realized, well, during a power hour, that only means a $500 donation. So Joel's going in the pool at the end of the night.
I will be going into the pool probably twice, maybe.
Because 2 people donated $500
Yep,
during a power
yep.
hour.
That's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
We can do other stupid things. We've been talking pie in the face. We've been talking all kinds of things. So he'll sing and dance.
Joel doesn't think things through. And he makes himself available for way too much. I should have asked for more money. Not like for
So
me.
now we're up in the game.
Yeah, not for me, but like I should have asked for more money in donations and stuff. But hey, how you doing? How you doing, Robin?
I'm good. I'm good.
Thank you so much for joining us, and I'm so glad that we were able to work it out, and with the schedule, primarily, and I'm going to turn this over to Sarah because I know that this has been the main thing that we're going to talk about has been one of the brain children that you and Sarah have worked on for a long time. And so no one wants to hear from me anymore because they're just like, shut up and jump in the pool. But the Knowledge Network, what is it? Why are we all so excited about it? And why should everybody else get excited about it too?
Well, I want to say a big shout out to John as well, because John was really a part of getting this off the ground as well. So
He gets nothing.
Thank you.
He gets nothing.
It's been a team effort. So here's what the Knowledge Network is. For many years, people like Michelle Self, or at different times, different other individuals, Bonnie Klein Tasman, Marissa Fisher, various people over the years, different OTs, PTs, speech therapists, music therapists that have come in and out of the WSA here and there, have always been willing to be to pick up the phone, to answer a question for a family, to share some advice. And over the last, I would say for probably 10 years or so, Michelle Self and I have done this really regularly. And one of the things that we did, several years ago is we told families, we said, we'll give you 3 hours of time across, to do education stuff. So this means, was it read an IEP or attend an IEP meeting virtually, or sometimes in person, depending upon where the IEP was, or, just kind of give some advice, to attend a meeting, whatever that was, read through an IEP and then give some feedback, whatever those things were. Michelle and I have done a ton of that work over the last several years, just around education. Well, here's the brainstorm. One of the things we know about families is they don't just need help with IEPs. There's a lot of families out there with really diverse needs. And there's a lot of people out there that are affiliated with the WSA in one way or another. So this was a way to bring all of those friends together and then be able to meet a need for families. Because guess what? Yeah, there's consultants out there that charge thousands of dollars to read an IEP or attend an IEP meeting. And, some families can afford that and some families can't afford that. Or some families really don't need that much either. So they just need somebody to, maybe it's write a letter to a principal to say, yes, my child needs to repeat kindergarten. Okay. And here's why, and be able to ground that in some research. So what we did is we got together with all those friends that are out there. I think our team is up to about 15 different consultants that range from everything from good old education stuff with IEPs and things like that, to behavioral consultants, to grief consultants, to somebody that will help you with the paperwork to do all of the adult paperwork, the Social Security paperwork and adult services paperwork, to somebody that will help you look at transition planning. How do I plan for my child and what they're going to do after high school or going into college? And so that whole list of friends, we brought them together, and John and his infinite wisdom said, it's like a knowledge network. And well, there it was, right? And so now we're able to offer families the same 3 hours, but they get to pick from a whole slate of different services now. And we're super excited. We got some grant funding to help support it. And it's one of those things where you've had an idea and it's been swimming around in your head, and then to see it actually come to fruition is super exciting.
Not just a hat rack, my friend.
Thanks.
It really is exciting that we have gotten this off the ground. And I think the beautiful thing is, that there are some families that, like, you've helped for a bit, and then maybe Michelle's helped them for a bit. And as you're working with them, you're thinking, maybe a little bit of helping their private, OT with some tips, or I can see that this family is really struggling because they have this these complex medical issues, and they're trying to navigate an upcoming surgery, and they are feeling really overwhelmed. So now, as you observe those things, we've got this collaborative network of people that you're going to meet quarterly, and you're all going to collaborate on the things that are going on. And so you'll be able to sit as a group and say, okay, we've been working with this family, and as I'm talking to them, I'm hearing that they're struggling with this too. Does anybody have a suggestion? Is this an area of expertise where you could step in and support? So it's no longer just you working on something, or Michelle working on something, or Bianca working on something. It's this really powerful team of people who have this deep knowledge of Williams syndrome that now can collaborate to support families in a bigger way. So it's really exciting that we've got that ability going on now too.
Well, and I think, Sarah, you really touched on something that's really important too, is every single person that is a part of the Knowledge Network is vetted. So those individuals have experience with Williams syndrome. So we have OTs, PTs, speech therapists. We have an AAC consultant, for augmentative and alternative communication for our kids with limited speech. We have somebody who has worked at WSA camp for several years and has a deep, deep knowledge of augmentative communication. So even some of those real specialty areas, we have people that can speak to those things. And and the people that are a part of it are also willing to, provide some educational resources. You'll be seeing those come out from them, and as well as helping those families one-on-one.
Yeah, that's great that you brought that up. So in this month's newsletter, if you all did not get this month's newsletter, that means you're probably not a member of the WSA, or we don't have your current email address. So if you didn't get the newsletter last Thursday on the 28th, make sure you go to williams-syndrome.org. And click the join button and give us your current information or sign up. It's free, and we'll send you all kinds of things. But in this month's newsletter, we kind of kicked off that enhanced communication around topics that are relevant to the Knowledge Network. And so we shared a piece that you just put out that's incredibly relevant right now. You alluded to it, and we can talk about that in a second. But that is another great feature of the Knowledge Network, is these consultants that are working in this network will also ensure that the resources that we have out there on the website are current. All the most current information will be out there. They'll be putting out new tools and tips and tricks So you'll see now new information coming out in the newsletter as well, with updated information and resources that'll be on the website. So while we're on this topic, do you want to talk about briefly about the developmental double dip?
Yes, I'd love to. I'd love to. So what the developmental double dip is a recommendation just from years of experience that I see. A lot of times we have kids with Williams syndrome that are a part of a typical kindergarten classroom, or they might be, they get preschool, then a lot of times they're in regular kindergarten. And what we see is at the end of regular kindergarten that they're going to be moved on to first grade, or sometimes the schools will recommend that they start to get a special education placement right after kindergarten. And what I've seen over the years, and this goes way back to a project that we did in Minnesota, in Hennepin County Schools, where we had several very young kiddos with Williams syndrome that we repeated kindergarten with those kids. And that project, gosh, that was nearly 20 years ago that we did that project. And I've seen it repeatedly. The same results over and over again. And so what that developmental double dip means is this: give a child with Williams syndrome 2 years of kindergarten. The first year of kindergarten is so that they can figure out how to be a student, how to stand in line, how to sit at a circle, how to wait their turn, how to manage all the supplies, how to do all that stuff with less of a worry about academics. We're just figuring out all the social stuff. We're figuring out, all those routines and how to get control of our body and how to attend to a task and all of those things. And then the second year of kindergarten is about the academics. And what we see and what I have seen over and over and over again in loads of kids with WS is that they're ready. The academics are ready. We just did a project in Lake Havasu schools in Arizona. And this was it's a great attestation to this process, because we had a beautiful little girl, sweet as can be. Oh my gosh, I don't have a child with Williams syndrome, but I always imagine if I did, she would have looked just like this little girl. Red hair and little glasses, adorable, totally adorable. But she was in kindergarten. She was finishing up her first kindergarten year. And, the teacher had shared how she really struggled with the academics. She could follow the classroom routines. She could sit at circles. She could do all of those pieces. And so we had a long conversation. I said, well, how would you feel if we could have her repeat? And she goes, well, I just don't think that's the right thing. I think she's ready to go with all of her friends are ready to go. And I said, I just want you to trust me on this one. I can show you a bunch of research, but I really think it would be great if she could repeat kindergarten and if you could be her teacher again. And the teacher was like, I don't know. She wasn't sure at all, but she said, you know what? I'll try. We'll go for it. Let's just try. The little girl came back to school in the fall, and they all grow and they develop over the summer as usual. She came back to school in the fall, and literally within the first month of school, where she had not been printing her name hardly at all the whole first year of kindergarten, within the first month of school, she was printing her name. Now, granted, it was really short. It was only three letters, but she was printing her name. She remembered all of her letter sounds. She was ready. She was literally on target with every other kindergartner in the class that second year of kindergarten. And so that's what the developmental double dip is. The developmental part is that the kids need some time to develop, and it's a double dip because I don't know, I guess I've just called it that forever.
Joel's going to be doing the double dip. And I call it the developmental double dip. I think we could use
He'll learn from it.
Yeah.
They'll be learning that happens. That's awesome. So that was published in the newsletter. So that's on our website. And that's one example of why we're doing what we're doing this weekend, is that you've alluded to research, you've alluded to, the Knowledge Network. These 3 hours of services that the families get are at no cost to them.
Mm-hmm.
And so the way we do that is by raising these funds. And so we're doing this weekend to raise funds for all of these types of programs. And like we mentioned earlier, it's Power Hour. Here's what makes us sound like a broadcast-a-thon. It's a Power Hour for up to $2,000 of donations will be doubled. You can donate by texting WSA May to 71777. There's a QR code on the screen you can scan. You can also go to wsaandmay.org and donate any of those ways. Tell us, for the people that don't know you, because we know you, but not everybody out there knows you, just tell us how you started, how you got introduced to Williams syndrome, how long you've been doing this gig with us, and why you stick around. Besides us, it's not a fun.
No,
I get it.
why are you sticking around?
Yeah.
I mean, you could be with
bail
way,
a long time ago?
you could
Maybe
be with
someday.
way cooler people.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Well, it was literally about 30. I think it might be 31 years. It depends on his birthday. But if you've ever met Curtis Cunningham, I think he's 37 years old now, and he was 7 when I first met him. And so that's been about 30 years ago. And actually, I met his mom first. I was doing a presentation at a conference on curriculum accommodations and how do I get this kid to do that stuff. And back in those days, I worked a lot with kids with autism, Down syndrome, and cerebral palsy. Those were, and then a few other little rare disorders. I had a kiddo with lissencephaly. I had a kiddo with Smith-Magenis, a few rare conditions. But I'm doing this presentation, and throughout the entire presentation, Erin Cunningham, Kurt's mom, had her hand up. She was asking question after question after question. And she comes up to me afterwards and she sticks out her hand and she says, "Hi, my name is Erin Cunningham and I am your new best friend." And I'm like, okay. And she says, "I have a son with Williams syndrome." And I said, "I've never heard of this." And she said, "Oh, don't worry, you're going to learn." She said, "I know my son can learn things and I think you're the person that can help him." And I was like, okay. Now you have to remember, this is 30 years ago. Okay. So there's barely any cell phones. There's no iPads. There's no iPhones. Your laptop was like a brick. Everybody used, I think we were on Windows 3.1 back then. It was a whole different time. And, so Erin would call me, Kurt was in 2nd grade and she would call me sometimes every day, and my on the house phone that was on the wall. Right. And my husband would pick up the phone and he'd be like, "Robin, it's that crazy lady again." And and I would we'd figure it out. We'd figure out, how was Curtis going to do this math worksheet? How was Kurt going to do that spelling test? How was Kurt going to do this thing or that thing or the other thing? And that's how I got started. And then Erin was like, "Oh, I have a friend named Heidi, and she has a daughter with Williams syndrome. I just thought you could meet her. And then I have another friend named Laura, and she has a daughter named Kate. Can you talk to Laura? And then I have another friend." And it was just kind of like this. And then the convention came to, what came first? I can't remember. We were sitting, I think the convention came first, and she said, I think you should present. You should present at the convention on the stuff that you do. And I was working with Dr. Jill England, who also does curriculum work and stuff like that, and had done some things with Kurt's school. And so I started presenting at the conventions, and then I went right from that to Erin and I were sitting on a board together, and she came up to me at the copy machine, always dangerous, FYI. And she says, "Oh, I have something else you need to do." And I said, "What's that?" She goes, "I need you to be the rec director at this summer camp for kids with Williams syndrome." I said, "I've never done that before." She said, "Oh, don't worry, you'll be fine." And so the camp had been in existence for 2 years, maybe only one. No, there was family camp and then 1 year of camp. And then I started that next year. And then I did camp for 15 plus years. So yeah, So that's how. Why do I stick around? Because it's the coolest thing.
Right?
It's the cool. So
We are the cool kids.
We are the cool kids.
Oh my gosh. Well, and here's the thing, like I love puzzles, and the complexity of how these kids learn it was a puzzle, and I needed to figure it out. And then I got to go to convention, and I got to talk to like Dr. Mervis and Bonnie Clyde Tasman, which Terry Moncaba made a lot of fun of me because I was like, oh, that's Dr. Mervis. And she's like, you want to meet her? And I'm like, oh no, I can't do that. Like I was totally fangirling. And, but, now those people are my friends, and we work really hard to kind of decipher all the little pieces. And it's like my grandpa used to call it sharpening your pencil. How do we get it so that we can really refine that learning profile? And gosh, I don't know, never gets old. And every time I have one little more kid that learns to read, writes their name, is doing math, graduates from high school, goes to college. Yeah, that makes every day good.
It really does. And so that's, I think, one of the important things to hear for if there are parents out there watching. I know we had some people on earlier whose kids were just diagnosed. There's been an incredible amount of research done around these topics we've talked about, and there are clear studies and really great guidelines around how to teach our kids to read and how to teach them math. And so if anybody's ever telling you that can't be done, you need to reach out, because there's always an exception to the rule, but there's such great stuff now. And so we just spent the week at camp. So, as camp has evolved, and we just came down from camp, and, part of some of the really cool stuff that happens at camp is, we got to spend some time talking with the parents of the 6 to 12-year-olds that were there. So their kids were off, they were singing in kids choir, and we got to sit and have some very real conversations this week. And there have been lots of conversations over the past few years that I've been at camp, but this week there was something just really different about the conversations that we had. And the exciting thing was the day we were talking about education and just started into the struggles people were having. You got calls right away. The Knowledge Network, like right off the bat, we were able to say, okay, you reach out to this person. Here's the person. Go online, click their link to make an appointment with them, and go. And we did that with multiple people this week. And it started with education, but then it continued into like I came here because I wanted other people's input on how do I tell my child that they have Williams syndrome? And then how do I tell their siblings that they have Williams syndrome? And we were able to say, reach out to this person on the Knowledge Network. That's one of the things they do. And so it was a pretty incredible week. And there were some really hard conversations and some very vulnerable conversations. And truly, I think everything we talked about, we were able to say, you know what, we've got somebody that can support you through that. And then somebody we brought into camp, we were like, I think maybe you should be part of the Knowledge Network. So we may be expanding. And that's the beautiful part of this is even through like starting as we've been planning convention this year, we've found a few great resources that I think might be a great addition to the Knowledge Network. And as we, hop into conversations with people and learn, that's a gap we have, and we know a great place for you. So it's been a really cool week, and as the Knowledge Network is getting launched out there, we're getting some really great reinforcement that this was so needed and such a great direction to go down, and it's really exciting to be able to add to this. So if there are families out there that see a need that we don't have filled, or that somebody that's just a incredible expert at something, Williams syndrome, point them our way, because we want to grow this space of just
100%. Yeah.
I want to share this comment that just came in. I'm going to put it up on the screen here. Just a second. From Christy Cook, who is responsible for me dunking myself later. My kid is one of those. She can read. She won the Math Achievement Award. And you're so valuable to this community, Robin. I fangirled on you and now get to call you a friend.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so sweet.
And I'm sure we could publish a book of those, of like comments like that for the impacts that you've made on the lives of our kids. So it's pretty incredible.
Well, I have to echo what you said. If there are people out there that are doing really good work with kids with Williams syndrome, please let us know who those friends are. It's fascinating to me sometimes how, I'll have an interaction with a teacher or something. And Michelle Self has said the same thing. Sometimes she works with a family and she works with a teacher, and that teacher will call her or email sometimes years later and say, I want you to know some of those things that you taught me to do with so-and-so, I now do on the regular for all my kids. And I just got another student with Williams syndrome, and I feel ready and prepared. And I also know who to call. And I think that's the whole thing. As the Williams Syndrome Association, we're that sort of core resource, that sort of knowledge base for people, that place that they can go to say, how can I get some help? And now we can not only teach kids with specificity, we also have the ability to support families and the community with some specificity. And, that only can make things better.
Absolutely. Anybody else?
The funders, the Knowledge Network is really resonating with funders because it's so tangible. It's direct to families. They're able to. It's geographically all over the country, and so as we presented it to different funding bodies, it's kind of a slam dunk. So hopefully we can keep getting the resources to nurture it, maybe add hours, expand the services, because it could grow. It has the potential to grow and really be a comprehensive resource.
Yeah. And John, thank you for your work with that. It just, to be able to launch this and see it come to fruition is it's just unreal, and such a valuable support to all the families. So, with this Power Hour, I'm super excited that the donations up to $2,000 are matched. So if you're out there and this stuff is important to you, please donate. I'm just going to put the sales pitch in there.
The double dip over here is crawling around on the floor.
Audio.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. And we've been
been
telling everybody the best thing they can do right now is to take this live feed and share it to their page. So then other people who don't know about what we do can learn about it too. And maybe they'll see what a great cause this is and want to contribute.
Robin, I have a question. So you've been doing this for a while. What has surprised you? Or is there anything or things that about working with children with Williams syndrome, that early in your career you had one opinion and now or at some point you were surprised to go, well, wait a minute, I was wrong.
Oh, this is my
You had to
shame.
reframe it.
This is my shame. Oh,
All right, well, don't answer this.
no. This is an important question, and I'm really happy to answer it. So early on, when I first started working with Williams syndrome all those years ago, a lot of the sort of research of the day would say that people with Williams syndrome had limited capacity to live on their own. They also academically might not move past, second to third grade, especially not in math. And you could really just expect that they couldn't learn math, that was going to be really hard. And just, understand that, they're not going to get past second to third grade, and there you go. And reading might be a little bit more, but that's okay. And it was interesting because there was a single solitary voice out there. At least I feel like it was a single solitary voice out there, saying, That's not true about reading. It's not true. You need to listen to me. And, Dr. Carolyn Mervis would say over and over, teach them with phonics, teach them with phonics, teach them with phonics. And then what we realized is, here's the other thing that happens with math is there's perceptual components to math that, as we dug deeper, and Dr. Mervis started a vein of research on math as well, what we figured out is that there's the perceptual components of math are the parts that the kids got tripped up on. And so when we looked at the marriage of how math is taught to how kids with Williams syndrome process math information, we figured out that there was a disconnect. The barrier wasn't in the kids' ability to learn math. The barrier was because of how it was taught. And that was like, such an epiphany, because we figured out if we teach the math a little bit of a different way, it was a situation where we can't go through the tree, we have to go around the tree. And because here in the United States, we teach math in a way it's called CRA, the CRA approach, concrete, representational, and abstract. Okay. So concrete math is what happens in kindergarten when you count little things, right? And then you get to about second to third grade. So this is why the research used to say what it said, which is representational math, which is where you get the question that says, John has 10 apples and Sarah has 5 apples, and John's going to give 5 apples to Megan. So how many apples does John have left? And then they want the kids to either picture that in their head or draw pictures to represent those apples. Both of those things require heavy perceptual components. So those are the struggles for a child with Williams syndrome. So what we figured out is if we keep that stuff concrete, skip all that drawing and imagining stuff until we train them how to do it, because there's a way to do it, and then we move over into abstract and teach them the process for completing a problem. Like teach them the math words that give them hints on how to set up the problem, give them the process of how to set up the problem, and ask them to do the math. Well, voila, they could do that. They could do that just fine. I have more and more kids. Pardon?
How many years ago was that? I mean, that sort of that reframing when
probably been 10 plus 10, almost 10, 15 years ago now.
Okay. Cool.
That we've started really, saying, nope, they absolutely can learn math. And we see it with reading too. Thank God, when the Soul to Story podcast came out, just right about COVID time or so, when that came out and the whole world flipped from balanced literacy model to a phonics model under science of reading, that cleaned up the reading. And so now we have more and more kids reading. And the few that were taught with a balanced literacy model, as long as we can get the school to simply do a phonics model, we start to see gains. And so we're really kind of cleaning up a lot of these misconceptions. And really the secret, like I always talk about with kids with Williams syndrome, it's not so much about ability as it is about access. Can they access the curriculum? Is the curriculum being taught in a way that they can access it?
So, for example, the math, the math way of teaching it that you're describing, the newer way, 10 years ago or so, how widespread would you say that is? How widely known do you think that would be in the educational community, in the disability or the special ed?
It's not. No, I'm preaching it as loud and as far as I can possibly preach it, and so does Michelle. But it's not. There is a program by Linda Mood Bell called On Cloud 9, which teaches visualization of math problems very explicitly. It's a wonderful curriculum that kids can get if they go to a Linda Mood Bell center, but it's very, very, very expensive. And there are other math programs out there that also teach that way. One of them's called Matthew C. There's another one called Stern Math, and they teach math in a way. Stern Math is based in Montessori. They teach math in a way that's very accessible for kids with Williams syndrome as well, but it's not out there.
Is that unique to Williams syndrome, or is that a method that the children with other types of disabilities would benefit?
The kids that have dyscalculia. The kids that have dyscalculia. In fact, for a lot of kids with Williams syndrome, the slate of accommodations and things that we would do for a child that had dysgraphia, which means they struggle with writing, dyslexia, which means that they struggle with print, okay? And dyscalculia, which means that they struggle with some aspects of math. The slate of accommodations that you would do for a child that has the DISs, so to speak, is a very similar slate of accommodations that you would do for a child with Williams syndrome, because the perceptual struggles that the kids have are relatively similar.
Interesting.
Robin, if there are parents out there that have kids in middle school, teenagers, adults that can't read, can they read? Is that a possibility?
Yep, absolutely, 100%.
Okay, so
I will quote David Copenhaver. David Copenhaver did a project. He was the co-founder of the Center for Literacy and Disability Studies at UNC Chapel Hill. He did a research project with Williams syndrome, and he said, Robin, I've never met a kid with Williams syndrome that couldn't learn to read.
Okay. Maybe at some point when we're ready for it, we do an article on that or something, remind people of that when you're ready for your inbox to blow up. Because then we're going to need to teach people how to reach out to you or what the right thing is to do next through the Knowledge Network. But there are teens like from camp this week that were saying that they can't read. So like their kids can't read. And so I think that's such an important message to get out there. So we'll make a plan for how to beat that drum and get that out there as well.
Well, if any families want to get a hold of me, they can always email me. My email is rpeg@williams-syndrome.org. They can always email me. If you need consultation services, please go through the Knowledge Network page. You can click on there and click into my calendar. So
absolutely
happy to support.
We so appreciate you being here, and we so appreciate everything you've done for our community. It's such important work. These things have changed the lives of our kids, so we're incredibly grateful.
Well, yep. I'm blessed every day, every single day. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you,
right.
thank you.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
She's a legend.
All right. Have a great evening, guys.
Take care. Thank you, Robin.
Be sure to tune in for the double dip over here.
Bye, guys.
Hours,
All right.
so.
I'm ducking out for this next segment.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take my laptop and charge it.
What is our next segment?
Well,
Joel?
we have the Cohens coming on. Beth and Ben Cohen to talk.
Fun.
I should almost have my golf. Sarah, before you go downstairs, can you toss me my golf for Williams hat? Because since they're going to come on and we're
wrapping up a power hour too, right?
And we are wrapping up a power hour. You have a couple minutes left to donate, and every donation up to $2,000 is being matched right now. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all so much for donating. Keep those donations coming in. Keep sharing. Keep sharing that this is happening. We're on till 10 o'clock tonight, and and we'll be back again tomorrow. Excuse me. We'll be back again tomorrow at noon to continue the shenanigans and not just shenanigans, but also talking about some very important stuff. Well, they're in the holding the
bullpen.
Yeah, the bullpen. I was thinking of it. The what's the thing in Superman? The Forbidden Zone. That triangle thing that
Okay.
Zod and his people are put into. but that's where I like to think everyone goes to. But let's welcome them in. Beth and Ben Cohen, welcome
Hey.
to you, and welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Williams. Woohoo!
Thanks so much for having us. Super excited to be here and be a part of the cause and happy to support. So glad that you guys are able to have us on.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, I am wearing my Golf for Williams hat, which I don't know if people can see. I don't know what the resolution is, but it looks good, and it saves people from having to look at the top of my head. So that's one of the things that the two of you have been that you guys have brought. One of the things I noticed about a golf tournament is some people just want to golf, and they don't really. It doesn't really matter what it's for. They're just like, oh, here's an opportunity. I'm going to get 3 buddies. We're going to go out and golf all day for a good cause. But then they learn about the cause. And in this case, they learn about Williams syndrome, and it feels like, oh, then, and especially if it's a golf tournament where they get to meet some people with Williams syndrome, suddenly the golf tournament becomes a little bit more than just a day out for golf. Can the two of you talk a little bit about your experience hosting golf tournament, and interacting with people who might not otherwise know about Williams syndrome?
Sure. You go first.
Yeah. We first did our golf tournament back in 2023. And certainly something for us. We thought it was a great way to connect multiple communities, both personally and professionally. And it was a great undertaking, but something that we were passionate about, and had so much support just from the Williams Syndrome Association, from reaching out to getting down to the day of and helping execute and having resources and support there. So with that, we've certainly been doing a bunch of fundraising opportunities, not only through golf, but through the walks. We're actually putting on through Beth's work and network connections, a concert. So there's a lot that we like to do from a support and community perspective, but golf is certainly something that does bring people together. I tell Beth that every weekend when I go golf, but it's certainly have that as something as well to do for the Williams Syndrome community, and having people involved like the Hawks, who are in New Jersey, and other families like the Morellos, who've been a part of this and have been at our events before. So certainly something that we see as just a great opportunity to bring people together, and certainly raise more awareness and funds for the Williams Syndrome Association, just because we believe so strongly in it, and for what it does for the community.
Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead, Beth.
No, I mean, obviously I echo everything that Ben says. And I think that when we first decided to do our first golf outing, we were, uncertain about what the reception would be. I think we actually kind of undershot like what we should be, enlisting support for, like what type of sponsorships, or like how many people we thought would come. And I think, at first the reservation was, Williams syndrome is so rare, and will people feel impacted or moved to support if they've never known someone with Williams syndrome? And I think that's really what we were so overwhelmed by, was just how many people are touched by some rare disease. If it's not Williams syndrome, maybe it's another diagnosis, and how, to know our kids with Williams syndrome is to love them. And I think it's just impactful how many lives Kylie has touched in her 4 years of life so far. And just, I guess just surprising that how many people showed up. So if that's anyone's reservation from kicking off your own DIY fundraiser, I think that was a lesson learned from us, was just like, people want to help and support however they can.
Yeah. So I know that you have been working with Paula on this. Maybe the three of you, Paula, maybe I'm kind of putting you on the spot here, but maybe you can talk a little bit. But maybe you can talk about a little bit of like what is that initial conversation, or like, I mean, because we talk about it in the abstract of like, oh no, it's easy, and we have a whole system. But like, what is that like that conversation like when when you're like, I think I want to do an event, or I've participated in a golf tournament before, or a golf event. I want to hold one.
I want you guys to elaborate a little bit more how you bring this opportunity that comes from work. So, the concert that you guys are doing now in June. Can you talk a little bit more about how you bridge this, personal mission that you guys have with work-related events?
Sure. So I think that, we've kind of had a few different types of events, and the first question was like what the conversation's like when we've engaged the WSA before. And so one example last fall was I decided to raise money for the WSA through running the Philly Marathon. And I reached out to John with almost no notice and was like, I'm running the marathon in a week. Like, can you help me set up a site and let's do this. And we ended up raising, I think, $12,000 for that effort. And this just so responsive and so easy to work with your team of just like, yeah, let's do it. What do you need? Do you need us to use our site? Is there another site you want to use? How can we advertise this? We'll put it on our Instagram story. So I mentioned that one first because it was a very low lift, ad hoc, kind of last minute effort that we were very successful, I think, with raising money. And the concert that Paula just mentioned is actually more of an established event that a colleague of mine at Aon has been doing for years and years at the Cutting Room in New York City. And he recently started just picking charities that were meaningful to people in the commercial insurance industry. So through my advocacy, I'm constantly posting on LinkedIn and inviting my professional networks to events. He actually heard that my daughter had Williams syndrome, and we actually don't even work together, and approached me and said, I have this concert coming up in June. Would it be okay if we elected the Williams Syndrome Association as the beneficiary? And of course, that's amazing. I'm so excited that we're going to be able to kind of not only, hopefully fundraise, but just spread awareness and have some fun and actually bring, some families with Williams syndrome to that event to help kick off the band. So again, a kind of a different avenue, but again, Paula responded probably within an hour being like, of course, this is how we can help. We'll set up a site. Do you want us to do a flyer? Do you want us to advertise? And it seems like you really take our lead with however you can help. But
I think that's always been a thing too with the Williams Syndrome Association is certainly something where any email, any outreach has been welcomed and certainly very responsive. And when we first were going through our journey of Kylie's diagnosis, it was great to have an immediate network to go to. And I think that's what's helped us be so passionate about supporting the Williams Syndrome Association, both professionally and personally. And it's helped us really, grow awareness when we're going to work events, when we're talking on our professional settings, making people aware. I wear a pin that I'm wearing right now that I wear to all my work events. That is something for me that's been a conversation starter, and I love to wear it so I can talk to people about it because it's certainly a passion of mine, and anything that I can do to raise awareness, both Beth and I, anything that we can do to raise awareness for the Williams Syndrome Association is always going to be a goal of ours. And to have this event where my work's going to be supporting with a happy hour, we're going to be having a rooftop event before it. It's aligned with the World Cup, which is great. So these are the types of events where you're able to really figure out how can you bring people closer. And then with the golf outing in October, again, getting support from our professional and personal network. It's been great to speak with Paula and figure out, what resources are set up and established. There's a lot of templates already that you guys have created. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We can plug into the systems that are created to really, activate a low lift sponsorship opportunity, which does take, time and resources from us, which is great because then it helps us focus on more outreach, more awareness, and more driving, sponsorship revenue and awareness, which is what we want to do for the WSA.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm sorry, John. Do you have anything?
Well, I wanted to. Yeah.
Well, you just.
I do. Actually, I do.
You were staring at me, or you looked at me like
I was just staring at you, but that's a separate. Kylie, tell me about her personality. 4 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tell us about her.
She is, I mean, there's almost no words for how much joy she brings us, but she's hilarious. She's super friendly. Always wants to engage with others, like kids her age, adults, doesn't matter. She just brings joy to everyone she meets. It's just funny because every we took her to the zoo today. We took her to a restaurant, and I took her to see the ice cream man today. And it's just always, I had so much fun, mommy. I had so much fun doing that. Like, she just makes the mundane, just joyful, So I think it's no surprise that when people meet her and they not only are touched by her personality, but then hear, some of the risks that come with Williams syndrome and their challenges, and they just are. People just want to help. They just, if Kylie is impacted by this, and it's like, people just want to protect her. So, but yeah, she's the best.
Yeah, she's made our lives so enjoyable, and I think her personality has helped us throughout our journey, especially too with the resources through PT, OT, speech. Everybody that's been a part of our network to help support just loves Kylie. And I think because she loves them back so much and is so warm and welcoming, that it just makes everything so much easier. And I think people have pushed her, to want to thrive. And I think that's been really great for us to just have such an overwhelming network of people that support us, whether it's going to CHOP or now the Armolino Center of Excellence, or even just our local resources that we have. Everybody's just so supportive and contacts us. And I think just because of Kylie's personality, when she comes in, everybody just has a big smile on when she walks in the door. She'll have a joke. She'll have something to say that's just so cute. And I think, it does help us as we continue to go through this and just get so much support. She's in school now, which is really great. And certainly something through our district and county, we're able to get IEP services. And we were nervous at first by having her be in a school setting. But we see her at school and the teacher's grabbing her hand. She's at the front of the line. She's like, don't tell anybody. So I guess this is going out to everybody, but don't let Ellie, that's her favorite student. But certainly something for us where life's just so much enjoyable with Kylie.
Well, you both light up when you talk about her. So, and now remind me, are you able to come to convention this year?
Oh man, you're making us say it.
I have unfortunately through my work.
Everyone should go though. I hope
everyone
else is able to attend. Yeah. We will definitely be at the next one.
Yeah, I have through my work. I work on the weekends through live boxing events. We actually have a fight tonight.
It's during the week, Ben.
Yes,
that's not a good
but
excuse.
I travel during the week and stuff, so it just is unfortunate where it comes at a time where I can't. But we definitely want to go to a convention, and certainly something everybody that we speak to just says, how important it is, and not even the experience of being there, but the content, the programming that you guys do, and scheduling across it. I think for all ages, from what we've heard, it's been really great. Speaking with the Morellos and other families who've been able to attend. So I think certainly something for us. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It's certainly something for us that we're going to do.
We'll miss you, but
well, then hopefully in a couple of years, then you can come to my hometown and come to the convention in the Twin Cities.
Love that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
I'm so we were talking about Kylie, and I a little surprised that we didn't ask this. I mean, obviously she's wonderful and lights up a room and everything. But in terms of golf, what's her handicap?
we just bought her first real golf club that she's actually starting to enjoy.
Oh, nice.
And now she has a 1-year-old brother who now wants everything that she has. So he's been trying to steal that from her. So we're working on her golf game. hopefully to have her hit maybe a shot or two at the outing come October. So
Oh yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, golf is on my wife's family. Golf is a big big component of their family culture, and so my mother-in-law, father-in-law before he passed away, but they got the all the grandkids, pardon me, got golf clubs, upon like turning 3.
Oh wow! All right,
and
it's a late start.
Yeah, and then getting out there and they go out and hit golf balls. And Bennett, so it's it's eye-hand coordination. It's all good things. He has no interest in like playing around, but he loves going to the driving range or going to Top Golf where you can sort of play the games within hitting, hitting off the, hitting just out into the yard, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that's been great.
I have a feeling she's gonna like being in a golf cart. That'll be one thing we haven't done yet.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be a big one.
That's the highlight.
Yeah. Going back to real quick what you said about school and I kind of, just because we just finished talking with Dr. Robin Pegg, and you're talking about and the experience you had where it's like, we don't want to tell people, but Kylie's her, you're my favorite student, that whole thing. There are stories that we hear a lot of teachers when they have a student with Williams syndrome. That is often, it's not uncommon. I don't want to use favorite, but it's usually a really meaningful teaching experience.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm saying that in conjunction with what Dr. Pegg was saying about if you're just curious, if you're as a teacher, if you're just willing to, obviously you can. It's easy to fall in love with our kids because of their personality and stuff when they're little. But if you don't just see them for the cuteness that they are and the fun personality, but get curious and take that little extra leap to challenge the kid and use some tools and accommodations. As a teacher, you're going to have one of those momentous teaching, the things that this is a student I remember, sort of thing. And it's a student that made a difference in my life. So that's just my little PSA for teachers out there, if anyone's joining us.
Thanks, TED Talk.
Yeah,
love your student with Williams syndrome. There's minds at work there.
Yeah, I think as you say that too, a big part of why we want to continue to raise money and have advocacy is for the education resources are important. It's certainly something, again, for what the WSA promotes. And I think as we're doing these events again, June 18th and October 5th, that we'll be doing this, for us, these are the types of resources that we want to continue to support and make sure that, is getting the proper support, just because it's so valuable and it's been so valuable for us. And when looking at education and trying to figure out Kylie's path, the WSA was a resource for us. And so thinking about how this fundraiser that we're going to be doing and more fundraising that we have and how easy it is to get involved, these are the types of conversations, that can be a resource on the WSA and that you do promote and that you do have as a part of the conferences. So again, I just think the fundraising part of this has been so important to us just because it opens conversations like this.
Yeah, you guys are so busy, I know, personally and professionally, and so your dedication to our cause it's really a beautiful thing, because I know you've got a million, and you're both marathoners. Am I correct?
No.
You're playing golf.
Yeah.
Half marathon?
He's a marathon in the sense that sometimes he plays 36 holes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It takes about the same amount of time. Hers is actually quicker.
All right. Yeah.
Going back to the concert real quick, I haven't had a chance to chat with Paula much because I've been at camp and stuff like that. But like, what is the say more about like what the concert is, like what kind of music is it? What's going on with that?
Sure. It's called the Mike Machia Band. And he's a cover band, covers rock, kind of the classics. And apparently it's always a packed house. And so what we're going to do in addition to, fundraising at the event is we're planning to create merch that's like a co-branded WSA Mike Machia Band bandana potentially is actually what's on our hand. So we're going to pass those out. Everyone's going to wear them, rock out. We'll charge for those, and it should be fun. But actually Gianna and Anthony are both going to help introduce the band. So yeah, we'll have some Williams syndrome representation there, and should be good.
Yeah, and certainly something with the Filippazos and what they've done. A lot of the times when we've done these events, like working with Camille, she's shown up to our events, and I think that kind of talks about, again, just the community that has embraced us as we've joined into it. And we're going to be going to her event in November. And I think, these are the types of things where we're going to get a table, have people come support, and bring people that are new to the community. And I think these are the types of opportunities you mentioned with golf, bringing people in from different industries, backgrounds, et cetera, that get to learn more and help be advocates. And there's just been so much, after we have these events or after we do fundraising or posting, the fact of how much afterwards I get comments and messages and text about, didn't know about Williams syndrome. I've learned so much about this, and certainly, want to continue to get involved and do more. So just love these types of events. Excited for the concert to rock out. It's great. And glad that, Anthony will be there, and same thing with Gigi.
Yeah. Gigi could sit in on drums on a couple
Yeah.
She could do her Keith Moon kind of thing.
Gigi was hitting the skins a lot at camp. Camp
Oh,
W
yeah?
last week. Yeah, she helps accompany a lot of the talent show stuff and some of the band stuff for the teens. Yeah, so she was awesome. She's awesome at a camp. I threw this comment up there because clearly I'm hoping that they know you.
Oh yeah,
Caroline Kahane. I think that Caroline is saying what we're all thinking, and that you guys are just super awesome.
Love you, Caroline.
Paula, anything else from you?
I'm just extremely excited. It's a privilege to be working with you guys. And yeah, I can't wait to keep on working with you guys and see what everything that you guys are going to accomplish, because it's truly amazing. And I feel very fortunate that you guys are, I just started working in January, so meeting you guys, right out of the bat, it's been a pleasure, really. So I'm very excited.
Excited for this new team, and you guys are doing great. I'm surprised you're not going to stay up all night, though. This is it. After this?
Well, we decided to split it into 2 days. We did the overnight thing and immediately regretted it.
Oh, you had them. Wow. Okay.
We had it, like years ago when we like when we first did it. We did it over completely on Zoom. Sarah's on Zoom. I'm on Zoom, and we're in our homes, and we're like, "What are we doing?"
Oh my gosh!
2:30 in the morning.
2:30 in the morning. No one's here.
Literally no.
Barely we're here. So let's just pick it up again.
Let's just pretend it was
And so we're like, the days of the Jerry Lewis telethon all night or the Pawnee diabetes marathon telethon. Those are over.
Yeah. Nonetheless. It's 24 hours.
It's a long day, and somehow I got myself roped into it. I get to jump. Well, somehow I volunteer, but I'm jumping into a pool in a little bit because people have given enough money. So
nice. There it is.
Yeah, I did that.
That's a call to action for sure.
Indeed. I will always look like a fool. If you want to raise money, if someone wants to give like $1,000 or whatever, I'll come out to the golf tournament and hit a golf ball and I promise it'll be bad enough that people will
He'll
laugh.
jump in the lake.
I'll jump in the lake.
Yeah, there we go.
Love the creative sponsor opportunities.
We're
We love
gonna
it.
add
Yeah,
that
there you
to
go.
our-
There you go. Well, thank you both so much for
Thanks
coming
for
on.
having us.
Ben, I know you guys aren't able to come to the convention, but we will get you a fresh, fancy new pin for all of your work
Oh, yeah.
I
events.
love that. Yes.
And
Please do.
we'll get that to you.
And a
So-
plushie for
and a plushie for Kylie. We'll
I
get you
love that.
Oh, good.
a Buffalo Buddy, the Buffalo plushie. But best of luck. We have a couple like a minute here left. Shout out anybody you want to shout out or thank or anything. The two of you, I'll let you have the last word here.
I feel like we've called them out a bunch in this already, but I think between Camille, the Morellos, the Hawks, they really, have been so welcoming to us. And when Kylie was 2 months old, I went to lunch with Gigi and Gloria, and I just felt so hopeful after that. And so we want to be that to new families who just received the diagnosis. So remember our faces. If you ever need anyone to talk to, please reach out, because that got us through those early days.
Can I ask you just real quick a little bit more about that? So like right after you got the diagnosis, so you're just getting this news.
Mhm.
I always, when I'm talking to new families, liken it to you have to go through the grief process, because you're grieving the life that you thought your child might have, or the life that you thought you might have with your child, and it's a complete that's been completely thrown upside down. And then you go out and you meet with the Morellos, and you're meeting with Gigi, who's an adult at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know that you said like the end result was, felt a lot of hope and everything coming from that. But how was that like? Just even that initial phone call of like, you're going, the two of you as a family are going through all of this, and obviously you love your, you love your new daughter, but there's all this unknown, and then suddenly you get to go and meet somebody in, a family and a person with Williams syndrome. Can you just talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah. No, I think so. When we received Kylie's diagnosis, like I said, when she was 2 months old, I posted in the Williams syndrome support group immediately, and I don't even think I asked the question. I think I was just like, I'm new and I don't know what to do. And I think we got 100 comments of people just like, don't worry, like everything is going to be great. Like, here's my 5-year-old, here's my 6-year-old, here's my 20-year-old. And I just remember crying reading all the comments, because like everyone just calmed me with like, you have no idea what a wonderful ride like you have ahead of you. But Gloria reached out directly and asked to get lunch. I think she teases that she like stalked me a little, because she was like, is it tomorrow? Is it the next day? But yeah, I went while I was still on maternity leave, and Gigi was just like, her personality is amazing. She's hilarious. She had just graduated college, or she was a few years out of college, and that blew my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, like this could be Kylie's future. Like she's going to go to college. She's going to play the drums. She's going to do all these things. And so I think that was a really, 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 like, I keep saying calming, but like knowing that like everything is going to be okay. Like Gigi's path was different. She had her struggles. We ended up going to a Christmas party that year. That was like a Williams syndrome, Northeast region holiday party. And met a ton of families of all different ages. And that was really interesting too, because it was, yes, there were some people that attended college. There was some kids that, lived at home or had jobs in the community or whatever. And I think it was just, kind of just knowing that whatever question came up, like there's this huge network between Facebook and people that we've met firsthand that could answer for us. So that makes it a lot less lonely if anyone is out there.
Yeah. And I think a big part of just the people thankful for, like our families have been nothing but supportive.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, it's been great to see how they've embraced Kylie and have embraced the community of the Williams Syndrome Association, how both our parents donate, are involved. Beth's dad actually employs Gigi. And so that's something that's really great as well, just because of the connection that they made. He has her as a part of, what he does at his company. And I think that's not just about the Williams syndrome community. It's about doing more. And I think, with our families and the immediate network that they have, we're just so thankful to have them. And it's been such a great, just people to lean on when times we just haven't thought that we had the right answers. There's just so many people that have been supportive and have been here for us. So, those moments like with Gigi and Gloria, it just is fun now that Beth's parents are talking to them on a weekly basis. And I think it just is, again, just talks about the strength of the community and how welcoming everybody is.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. What about Laura and Paula? Would you be willing to just share, what was it like when you met your first family outside of your own, when you, after your kid got their diagnosis, did you reach out right away, or did you find people?
Yeah, I reached out. Well, my daughter's 27, so it was a different world back then. First thing I did was research and found that there was a Williams syndrome clinic in Boston, and signed up. And then we found there was a picnic close by, and that was my first experience with a whole bunch of families all at one time. And exactly had the same response. It was reassuring that there could be all kinds of options. It wasn't the same atmosphere as it is now. There weren't a lot of individuals doing bigger things, but it still gave me hope seeing the range of individuals that were there, and that it wasn't as doom and gloom as back then you would read, because people were doing things. So it was exciting to see, and it was a little overwhelming, but exciting.
Yeah, and he got diagnosed when he was, officially we heard it at 6 months, but then, geneticist and then, appointments and everything, we got the official diagnosis when he was 8 months. So after that, I feel like I joined literally every single support group on Facebook. Miami, I've found it a little bit hard because there's not much, community down there. We're definitely creating that, for the past years. And then, we wanted to go to our first convention in 2020, but obviously life had other plans. And then it was until 2022 that we started, being more involved with the association, and that definitely was the game changer for us. So, yeah.
And you did your own walk too.
Yeah, we had
talk about.
Yeah.
I got friends from you guys. Sent us friends, so
Yeah.
I met a couple of your friends last year at the walk, and it's just a family. That's how I can describe it. It's my extended family, and I'm so grateful to have that understanding, so that support is everything.
Well, yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for hanging out a little extra. I was just
gonna say, you asked for a minute, you got a little bit more, but we loved it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you both so much for everything that you're doing. Give the dates again. June
18th for the
June
concert.
18th.
Wedding
is the
Room, New York
concert.
City.
Yeah. And then October 5th at Metuchen Country Club.
Awesome. Thank you both so much for joining us. Thank you so much just for stepping up, being involved, and just an absolute pleasure. And and I can't wait to hear and see all the. I can't wait to see Kylie hit a golf ball.
Yep.
We're ready
Take
for
bids, but thank you guys. We appreciate it.
Have a good
All
night.
right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, they were a ding dang delight.
They were.
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah. And they're right in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was fortunate enough to go to a golf tournament in Rhode Island a few years ago. And that the experience, I was kind of describing it a little bit, trying to hopefully, frankly, assuming that they had the same experience, but it was really interesting that, you know, it was a bunch of guys that were just like showing up and they're like, I don't know why I'm here. I was just, my boss came in and said, hey, you want to golf tomorrow? And I'm like, sure, take a day off of work and go golfing. Sure, I'll go do that. And so it was a bunch of people who didn't even know why they were there. They just, you know, have free day of golf. And because we had, I mean, all the way from littles all the way up to a couple of adults with Williams syndrome were there and were present and talking with people, and in some cases riding around on golf carts and hanging out with people. It was like there were people that, and I luckily, you know, they let me get up and talk a little bit about stuff, and a couple people came up to me and they're like, look, I'm retired, and so this is what I do is my friends invite me to golf for charity functions, etc. And so I've golfed a bunch, and this is the first time I have met somebody with the condition and having just, this is different. They're like, this is the first time I'm like leaving really impacted, and I've learned a bunch, and I'm gonna, you know, she had a flyer in her hand. She's like, I'm going home and learning about this and telling people that I played in this golf tournament. You aren't going to believe these people that I met. And I'm like, well, thank you. That's so, you know, that's awesome that our people, our community made that such an impact there. And so, yeah, that's why, like I say, like events like that where you can, that are somehow a draw for people who wouldn't normally hear about this. You know, so many of our events are opportunities for us as a community to get together, because it's so hard sometimes for us to, you know, to even meet other families within our community. And that's wonderful. And there's huge value in that. But, you know, when we're talking, since this is Awareness Month and, you know, we're trying to raise awareness as well as some funds, situations like this where you're doing an event and there are people that are going to walk by or be there that will have never heard of it before. Yeah. This year with Bennett's Chili Pepper Challenge, my son does a chili pepper challenge where he eats super hot chilies. I don't get it, but he does it and he loves it. And but we chose a more public area, and actually there was a prom going on that night. So the area that we were in, there was people, like, because there's like a little lake and a little photo op place. There were people coming to take their prom photos there. And because I was able to had a little stand up of Williams Syndrome Association and you know, couple little facts about it. We had people kind of come by like, oh, what you guys doing? You know, and like just kind of looking, and you know, and you were nice enough to send some wristbands and stuff up. So I'm like, well, help yourself to a wristband. This is Williams syndrome, and you know, some people who had never heard of it before suddenly had heard of it.
And at least, like, for me, one of the other events that I've done in Miami, and my son, he loves like cooking and baking, both of them. My best friend, she has a bakery at a food hall, so it's the perfect opportunity, and she's obsessed with Enrique, with both of them, but Enrique, you know, you guys know Enrique. Mm-hmm. And she was like, let's just, you know, do a cookie decorating activity one day. And we did a fundraiser there. That's where I actually met one of the moms that's going to join us tomorrow. She went to camp for the first time this year. Yeah. Ana Paula. They drove all the way from West Palm. Like, they live an hour and a half away from Miami, and they drove for that activity. And, you know, it's another opportunity that you can meet people, create community around yourself. So it's any opportunity, like, even if you have a friend that, I don't know, they do pickleball, do a pickleball tournament. It doesn't have to be 100 people. It can be your closest, 10 friends or whatever.
Mhm.
And there's opportunity everywhere to not even like just to fundraise, but like to raise awareness, like in anything that you like, going to the beach, doing a beach cleanup or anything. There's opportunity everywhere. So
I met a guy years ago who did he was a firefighter in like the mountains of Montana and Colorado and everything, and because he's best friends with this family that has a daughter with Williams syndrome, he does his own walk, and it's just him, but he walks through the mountains, and everyone he meets, he gives them a little bracelet or and he's a firefighter, so all the other usually he usually can rope in a couple other firefighters. So then these really ugly looking firefighters, but these dudes are walking through the forest and they all have Williams syndrome t-shirts and stuff on, and so they're it's like, and so anything can be a fundraiser, and not even a fundraiser. Anything can be awareness.
Yeah.
Anything can raise awareness. And so don't, if you have something that you love to do and you think like, hey, I know other people who love to do this and maybe they will learn about Williams syndrome, well, that's when you call Paola.
Yes.
All right, friends. Any last thoughts? What's before I kind of tie this one off in a bow? Anything from you guys?
Deep Thoughts.
Deep
Here.
Thoughts
Yeah.
by John Ketby.
840. No.
So what's going to happen now is I'm going to end this stream because I have to reset all of the things again and utilize Zoom. So anyone on here with an adult with Williams syndrome who is hoping to join or wants to join the social club at the top of the hour in 20 minutes, you can click on the join the Saturday night social club. You can find that link on Facebook, the social club page on Facebook. I posted it a couple days ago. You might just have to scroll down a little bit, but I think it's still near the top. But you can also go to williams-syndrome.org/social club and just scroll down a little bit. And there's a button right there that says join the social club, Saturday night social club. That's where you're going to want to join. Come back. And for those of you who have never seen a social club or been part of a social club, if you don't want to join in person, you can join by watching the silliness and the shenanigans that we are going to get ourselves into on this social call. So I'm going to wrap it up here, and we will be back on in about 20 minutes. So, all right, everybody, we'll see you in just a little bit. All right.